evening, soccer fans, and welcome to the Rochester Rhinos pregame radio show, sponsored by Power Trip on Rochester's Country, 107.3 and MyCountryFM.com. The Rochester Rhinos are in the semifinals of the USL First Division playoffs. This is game number one this evening. The fourth-seeded Rochester Rhinos taking on the first seed Puerto Rico Islanders. The Islanders get the bye in the quarterfinals due to the fact that they have earned the number one place in the USL First Division. Kickoff is in about a half an hour here at Paytech Park. The Rhinos advancing to the semifinals after defeating the Charleston Battery 2-1 on aggregate in the quarterfinal round last week. The Friday night game was in Rochester. Sunday, they were in Charleston. And again, Puerto Rico, they earned a well-deserved bye, and they got to sit out the first round of the playoffs. Rochester and Puerto Rico have met three times this season. Puerto Rico has had the number of the Rhinos, 2 wins and 1 draw. August the 8th in Puerto Rico, a 4-0 win for the Islanders. 2 days later in Rochester, the Rhinos getting some respect, a 1-1 draw. And then on September 12th, the Islanders, some great quick counterattacking, great pace on the ball, 2-0 winners here in Rochester. So they lead the season series, 2 wins, no losses, and 1 tie. Now, Puerto Rico's been in the USL First Division for 5 years, and during that span, the series is all even at 5 wins, 5 losses, and 3 ties. Puerto Rico, up-and-coming team in the USL First Division. Folks, stick around. It's the USL semifinals. It's game number 1 tonight between Rochester, the number 4 seed, and the number 1 seed Puerto Rico Islanders right here on Rochester's Country 107.3 and MyCountryFM.com. Well, it is semifinal playoffs tonight here in Rochester. The Rhinos, the number 4 seed, hosting the Puerto Rico Islanders, who come in as the number 1 seed in the USL First Division. It's the semifinals. Game number 1 tonight here in Rochester. Game number 2 on Sunday at Juan Ramon Lubriel Stadium, 6 p.m. kickoff. So the Rhinos and the Islanders with a home-and-home series to decide who will go to the USL First Division Championship match. It all begins at 7:35 tonight here at Paytech Park. Kickoff, again, about 25 minutes away here. Rochester advancing to the semifinals after a hard-fought 2-1 series victory over the Charleston Battery. Rochester opened up at home with a 2-0 victory in that game. Stephen Guppy and Matthew Delicott scoring for the Rochester Rhinos. They did lose 1-0 in Charleston on Sunday, but after scoring the 2 goals in Rochester, that was more than enough to give the Rhinos the victory and the series over the Charleston Battery. Rochester does get a second crack, though, at the Puerto Rico Islanders this evening. Again, they've gone 0-2-1 in the regular season against a very talented Puerto Rico Islanders club. And we'll see how it works out this evening here at Paytech Park. The Rhinos' defense has been rock solid with Ross Smith and Kenny Burtz as central defenders. Scotty Vallow is going to have to be rock solid in the next night for the Rochester Rhinos if they're to advance past the Puerto Rico Islanders and reach the championship game in the USL First Division. Coming up, we'll take a closer look at the first place number 1 seed Puerto Rico Islanders. Stick around. It's semifinal soccer from Paytech Park. The Rhinos and the Puerto Rico Islanders coming up here on Rochester's Country 107.3 and MyCountryFM.com. All right, we're getting you ready for playoff soccer here at Paytech Park. It's the semifinals tonight. Your Rochester Rhinos playing host to the Puerto Rico Islanders. It's game number 1. After Sunday night, we'll know who is going to the championship game in the USL First Division. Number 4 Rochester taking on number 1 Puerto Rico. Kickoff at 7:35 in about 20 minutes from Paytech Park. Puerto Rico, they took the first round bye as the number 1 team in the USL First Division after going 15-6-9 during the regular season. And the rest really coming at a great time for the Islanders as they've also advanced to the group stages of the CONCACAF Champions League. So the Islanders well rested in the first round of the playoffs, but On Wednesday, they came away with a stunning 2-2 draw against one of the premier clubs in Guatemala, Municipal, and they rested many of their regular starters, so people were talking about Rochester having an advantage against a very tired Puerto Rico team. Well, here is who the Puerto Rico Islanders decided to rest on Wednesday in Guatemala. Jonathan Steele, Christian Arrieta, goalkeeper Bill Gaudette set out due to yellow card accumulations, Noah Delgado, Peter Villegas, and Edwin Miranda. That is 6 key players who did not on Wednesday. They should be fresh and ready to go this evening. And head coach Colin Clark, who was a finalist along with John Limniadis for the USL First Division Coach of the Year, has done a tremendous job in rotating his lineup for the CONCACAF Champions League and the USL playoffs here in 2008. We will see if his plan works tonight. It's the Rhinos at number 4 hosting the number 1 seed Puerto Rico Islanders from Paytech Park. Kickoff coming up at 7:35. Stick around. We'll have all the action for you live right here on Rochester's Country 107.3 and mycountryfm.com.
Salvatore's Pizza. We deliver everything but babies, including Salvatore's Italian subs, made with fresh-baked Italian sub bread with the finest meats, cheeses, cold cuts, and veggies.
The Rhinos on Country 107.3.
Well, believe it or not, we are down to the Final Four in the USL First Division. You know, it's Rochester hosting Puerto Rico this evening, but it's also the Battle of Canada. Vancouver, the number 2 seed, taking on Montreal, the number 3 seed. So you know what? So much for parity in the USL First Division. The top 4 seeds have all advanced to the semifinals in the USL First Division. Vancouver, they'll be at Montreal this evening. They'll be kicking off at 8 p.m. The second leg of both series will conclude on Sunday. Rochester at Puerto Rico, 6 p.m. kickoff, and Montreal at Vancouver kicking off at 6:30, and that'll be on the Fox Soccer channel. So Montreal, Vancouver also battling to see who will meet Rochester or Puerto Rico in the 2008 USL Championship match. The USL First Division All-League first team was announced this week. No surprise in the nets. Goalkeeper Bill Gaudette, defender Christian Arrieta from Puerto Rico, Taylor Graham from Seattle, David Hayes from Atlanta, Nevio Pizzolito from Montreal rounding out the defense. In the midfield, Osvaldo Alonso from Charleston, Stephen DeRue from Minnesota, Martin Nash from Vancouver, and Jonathan Steele from Puerto Rico. And the 2 forwards made selected to the All-League first team, Alex Afonso, had a great season with 34 points on 15 goals, and Mac Kanji, who is now with the New York Red Bulls. He played with Atlanta during the season. Also, the USL First Division Award finalists have been announced. The Defender of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, and MVP. The finalists for MVP, Alex Afonso and Mac Kanji. Interesting thing there is both of those players on teams that did not make the playoffs. Jonathan Steele also a finalist for the MVP. And Coach of the Year, John Limniadis, one of the choices, but you've got to go with Colin Clark from Puerto Rico. He's the Islanders head coach. He is also the coach of the Puerto Rico national team. The former FC Dallas coach has just been absolutely outstanding. He gets my nod for Coach of the Year. The Defender of the Year in the USL First Division, Christian Arrieta from Puerto Rico, Taylor Graham from Seattle, and David Hayes from Atlanta, all battling it out. And the Rookie of the Year, the finalists are Osvaldo Alonso from Charleston, the Cuban international, Vicente Arce from Vancouver, and Martin Nunez from Carolina. I think you're going to go with Alonso from Charleston, but we'll get final word on those coming up before the championship game next week. When we come back, we'll take a look at Major League Soccer and some international soccer taking place this weekend. Well, Don Stevens, Joe Giuliano, what's the difference? It's all good in soccer night here in Rochester. It is the 2008 USL First Division semifinals. The Rhinos coming in as the number 4 seed, playing host to the Puerto Rico Islanders this evening. Game number 1 at Paytech Park tonight. Game number 2 will take place on Sunday, 6 p.m. kickoff in Puerto Rico. Kickoff coming up in about 5 minutes. And Don Stevens had a chance to talk with the head coach of the Rochester Rhinos, Darren Tilley. Rochester advancing to the semifinals after knocking off the Charleston Battery in the quarterfinals. They win that series 2-1 on aggregate. And before tonight's match, Don Stevens spoke with Coach Darren Tilley with regard to the Charleston Battery series.
I'm really considered the defeat, to be fair. When you get into the playoff situations, it's all about progressing into the next round. And if you do well in your first game, and you can hold a team, or in our case, even lose to a team and get through, that's an accomplishment in itself.
I know you wanted to come out and pick up another goal to give yourself a little insurance, but you did expect Charleston to come out as strong as they did you not?
Yeah, certainly. And I think their game plan was to score in the first 15, 20 minutes, and it's exactly what they did. I think as the game progressed, certainly going into the last 10 minutes of the first half, they may have blew themselves out a bit, and in the second half, I was quietly confident that we could hold them, that they wouldn't score against us. I was hopeful that we would go down the far end and nick a goal. We did have a couple of opportunities to do that.
Now, when they scored in the 12th minute, did your game plan change at all? Did you adjust things at all?
No, not at all. Sometimes that happens. I'm sure if it had gone in 0-0 at half-time, their heads would have been down a bit. But I was confident in the players, and they did tremendously well to score a goal. But we worked hard enough in the first game to see us through.
Now, you have made some adjustments going into the playoffs from what basically your lineup was toward the end of the season. Are you happy with what's the change that you've made at this point?
Yeah, a lot of changes have been forced upon us through injuries. Now we've lost some really key players as the season's progressed. I went through a period there, I think, of the same settled team for 5 games. But playoffs is about the squad, it's about the team in general. So you need to make adjustments to keep everybody fresh, to keep everybody on their toes, and to progress and to win games.
Now, you've had a few days to work on things this week. Everybody pretty much ready? Was there any other injuries out of the last game or anything?
No, we've got a few little tiny injuries here and there, but nothing that's really major, nothing that will cause anybody to not be available for selection.
And this week at practice, anything in particular you're working on?
I think with Puerto Rico, you have to be very, very careful of their counter-attack. They're very quick, and they break in numbers. And, they do get a fair number of chances. So that's something that we really have to limit, and that's what we've worked on this week.
So how do you do that? How do you limit those chances?
It's just more of individuals doing their jobs and not trying to go outside of the box, and keep it as simple as you possibly can. Positional sense is all important. But the biggest thing, and I've preached it since I got here, is not to give the ball away cheaply in the midfield areas.
And so ball possession is perhaps the biggest key?
Not necessarily ball possession, but if you are going to give it away as far away from your goal as you possibly can.
When you look at the talent that they have on this Puerto Rico team, do you try and single out any individuals to watch closely, or is it just the whole team you got to watch as a whole, or what?
No, they're midfield players. They've got a lot of talent, and they have an awful lot of energy and enthusiasm, and they do exploit other teams' weaknesses. They've done it to us on several occasions, especially when we played them away from home. But not necessarily single out players, but be very wary of their abilities and what they can do.
Is Puerto Rico the fastest team in the league?
I wouldn't necessarily say the fastest. They have quick players and they break very, very quickly. But that's a very open-ended question. There are quicker players in the league than some of the ones they have. But what they have in their favour is when they do break, they break as a unit.
So you feel you're as fast as they are? Maybe it's their aggressiveness that I'm thinking of more.
No, I wouldn't say we're as fast as them. We play a different game to them. Our style of play and the system we have in place isn't like theirs, and they have their qualities as we have ours. We also have our weaknesses, and they do too.
That's head coach Darren Tilley of the Rochester Rhinos. That's the coach's pregame interview brought to you by the Farish Group. The best seat in the house is in your Farish apartment. See that all at www.farish.com, our sponsors of the coach's pregame interview. So setting the table tonight, it's the number 1 seed Puerto Rico Islanders visiting the number 4 seed Rochester Rhinos. Stick around. Kickoff minutes away. It's the USL First Division semifinals on Rochester's Country 107.3 and mycountrysfm.com.
Country 107.3.
Your Rhinos are in the semifinals, Game 1, this Friday, 7:30 p.m. at Paytech Park against Puerto Rico. $5 tickets. Any section, any seat, $5 tickets before 5 p.m. The gates open at 6:30 with the band Night Owl. $5 tickets. Call 454-KICK or go to rhinosoccer.com for your $5 tickets. Get your $5 tickets today!
At the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the
Good evening again, everybody. Welcome back to Paytech Park tonight. The semifinals begin. The Rochester Rhinos taking on the Puerto Rico Islanders. And, of course, Game 1 is here at Paytech Park. Glad to have you along. I'm Don Stevens with Joe Giuliano. And the rest of the folks are here tonight on what's a cool evening. It's a little chilly, don't you think?
Yeah, we got our nice new winter gear.
What's this new stuff, Timo Sabi?
Well, when your size comes in, you'll have yours, too.
Yeah, okay. Let's check the starting lineups, which are brought to you by North Nickel Realtors, Rochester's full-service realtor. Starting out in goal for the Islanders is Bill Gaudette, who had an incredible regular season. The defenders include Scott Jones, Christian Arrieta, Nigel Henry, and John Krause. The midfielders, Edwin Miranda, Jonathan Steele, the former Rhino, and Osai Telesford, and Noah Delgado, another former Rochester Rhino. And then up front, Peter Villegas and Taiwo Etieno. So there's the starters for the visiting Puerto Rico Islanders. In goal for the Rhinos, of course, Scott Ballo has a 1-1 record in the playoffs, a 0.50 goals against average. The defenders, John Ball, Danny Earl, Scott Pelguda, Ross Smith, and Kenny Birch. Once again, Coach Tilley listing 5 defenders. In the midfield, Tiger Fitzpatrick, Luke Krummelmeyer, Andrew Gregor. They also list Johnny Menyongar as a midfielder, and up front, Matthew Delicott. So the lineup pretty much the same for the Rhinos. Not really any surprises there.
I don't think so, and I think it's good to go with that same steady lineup that really was very stingy and successful against the Charleston Battery. This is going to be a great series. Rochester has a bone to pick with Puerto Rico. They're the #1 team. They have 2 wins and a tie during the regular season, so the Rhinos are having another crack when it really, really matters at the Puerto Rico Islanders tonight.
Well, the most notable difference in the lineup is Andrew Gregor getting the start of this one, the one coming over in the trade from Portland, and he's had trouble breaking the starting lineup, but gets the start here tonight in place of Daniel Antunes. So certainly a veteran presence right there.
I think Antunes, he had a nice little run during the middle of the season. In all honesty, he's a super player, but he just kind of tailed off. He and Tiger didn't seem to connect right in the middle of the park. And that is such a crucial place to play with Puerto Rico, a team who loves to counterattack. Gregor will be a key component there tonight.
All right, about to get underway. The Rhinos wearing the black and white stripes, and the visiting Islanders all in white. The kickoff to be taken by Puerto Rico, and they'll be shooting at the net to our right. Scott Bello in goal down to our right, and Gaudette to our left. Set to go now. Can anybody tame these Islanders? Man, have they been hot or what? Here we go, the opening kickoff, and Steele delivers long to the right wing side. Earls is back, heads it away. In underneath it is Gregor, recovers the ball, drops it back at his 18 for Smith. One touch off to Burtz. Has to first time it away out to the midfield circle. Delicott nods to the side, off in the near wing. Gregor won't get to it. That's out of bounds. Throw in on the near side for the Islanders, just to their own side of midfield. Taken by Arrieta. Long throw in up the right wing side. That's flighted through. Palguda back with the left foot, but he bends it out of bounds. And a throw in once again on the near side for the Islanders, down around the Rochester 35.
I'm going to keep a very close eye on Jonathan Steele this evening. He's had a great regular season. We'll see if the Reynolds try to get him physically off his game. There's some contact early on. We'll see what he does.
Arrieta delivers down inside the box. That went through out the other end, and Palguda getting to it is able to stop it at the line before it exits the box. He comes out and volleys it all the way downfield. Chased after by Delegate on the right wing side, spinning back. That's pushed forward by Jones up the wing, and underneath it, Telesford to the midfield line. Delicott drops it back, and a left-footed chip through midfield by Jones. Headed away by the Rhinos, back toward the center circle, knotted loose, and it is recovered. Well, getting to it, Delicott seals it away. Menyongar has it in the center circle. As he's doubled and now triple team, taken down, a foul is called, and the Rhinos will have the restart in the center circle.
Villegas listed as a forward for the Islanders. Looks like he's kind of playing just behind the lone forward, Atieno. And Steele also then in behind Peter Villegas.
Up with it, Smith, his own side of midfield, turns back as he's challenged. Drops it ball all the way back down to his 18, and Balla with it. Just pushing it outside the box.
And now that whole
waiting for pressure. Now he'll drive it away as he just gets it away. Krause attacking. Nodded off into the middle, down around the Puerto Rico 35, and a high floater across midfield. Out goes Earls, hits it right back into Puerto Rico territory. Tipped off the left foot forward by Gregor along the near wing, and now it's booted up into the stands. And off of the Islanders. Puerto Rico figuring that Delicott actually got a toe on it.
He did. He definitely touched it. It's a bad call.
But they don't get the call. Here's Earls again along the near touchline. And letting it roll. Delicott right foots it down along the 18 inside. Menyongar won't get there. Couple bounces rolling along and got that. We'll let it roll as far as he can.
As we talked about the Villegas, now he's actually on the right side of midfield. It's Steele who's the central attacking midfielder just behind Atieno. Villegas is going to be very hard to mark. He'll push central. He'll stay out wide. Do a lot of roaming early on.
Cleared out through midfield. A flick forward. In underneath it. Delgado trying to get loose, but Smith back to head of the side and ball in underneath it for the Rhinos. Pulls it off into the far corner. He'll right foot it up the wing. But that went out of bounds. A throw in for the Islanders. Again, the Rochester territory down around the 40.
If Puerto Rico's going to try and get by Rochester in the air, that's going to be a difficult challenge. You've got Burtz and Smith. Huge presence in the air. Delgado, no challenge at all there for the big Ross Smith.
Evidently deflected away and out because it's a throw in for the Rhinos. Ball from his own 30. It's a couple of foot run, or about 10 yards. And then finally lets it go. Delicott hits it forward up the wing, but that along the far touchline is out. Henry couldn't get to it. And of course, it was an interesting season series between the two teams.
Puerto Rico again. What team didn't they have success against? The number one seed in the number one place in the USL First Division, 2-0-1, and outscoring Rochester 7-1. But the Reynolds, like I said before, they get another crack at these guys.
It's just what I find incredible as the ball is headed out of bounds. A throw in for the Rhinos around the 25. Push to Tiger to the outside. Gregor will work back toward the middle. Left-footed cross down along the 18. Comes through the near end of the box. So that's Gregor after it. Along the near wing as he's challenged. That one rolls out. So it'll be a throw in now for the Islanders. As I started to say, what I find incredible is they have not lost a game since August 1st.
Now you're including the CONCACAF Champions League, the USL First
Does
Division.
it make a difference?
It doesn't. I mean, and there's talented oppositions that have been thrown at them, and Colin Clark has just been outstanding.
Headed away and out by Smith on the near side. A throw in for the Islanders down around the Rochester 35, and the throw in will be taken by Villegas. As he looks around, and we'll finally leave it there for Arrieta.
Early on, Palguda's marking Jonathan Steele. He's been close. He's had a couple little contacts with him, letting him know he'll be there. Jonathan Steele can be knocked off his game. I want to see how he handles this.
That's chipped forward, but headed away by Earls. Gregor left foots it. Pops that one up in the air. Now it's dotted away along the near wing, but out of bounds off of Telesford. So it'll be a throw in for the Rhinos from their own 25 on the near side. Just getting started here. 5th minute. And no score. Of course, 2 games, total goals. Ball rolls to the end line. Kraus will not get to it. It's out over the end line. And a goal kick coming up for the Rhinos. Again, 2 games, total goals. And the game 2, or the second half of this event, will take place Sunday in Puerto Rico.
You know, the Rhinos were maybe banking on the fact that some of these Puerto Rico guys would have been tired after Wednesday's impressive draw against Municipal of Guatemala. But 6 players who are starting tonight did not play in that game. So fatigue should not be an issue.
Yeah, that's the interesting part about Puerto Rico is that they've got so much depth. They could field 2 different teams. Actually, they could play against each other and be the top 2 teams in the league, perhaps.
Yeah, and that's just a tribute to Luis Mutsi down in Puerto Rico and head coach Colin Clark, who runs the national team for Puerto Rico. He's got a great resume coming from Major League Soccer as well. And it's just a tribute and honor to have a guy like that now coaching in the USL.
Steele delivers down inside the box. Head ball along the 6, and it's kicked away by Delicott out the near end. And underneath it, Atieno looking for the cross as it's blocked away. Or rather, Arrieta, and now rolls away and out. So it'll be a throw in deep in the right wing corner for the Islanders. Arrieta will take the kick. And he certainly made a big name for himself this year.
He is an attacking defender, loves to push down the flank. Keep an eye on him pushing up tonight.
One of the finalists for the Defender of the Year in the league. That's pushed out top, spinning back. Miranda with the left foot clears it ahead, but that's headed away by Falguda, and the Rhinos bring it forward. Permelmeyer to the outside, and overlapping goes Ball, but he runs into and is pulled off the ball, and a foul. It's called actually on Ball. Steele looking for a quick restart, but Permelmeyer stands right in front of the ball and blocks it.
It was a lot of tugging both ways. John Ball, Jonathan Steele, 2 hard-nosed players. I think you let it go. They're both on top of each other. Steele does get possession.
Ball put back in play. Switch to the outside of the near wing for Villegas. On the right side, he'll pound it down to the 20 and the back heel down inside the box, but it's pulled away from the 18 by Earls. Out the near side and left footer out to midfield. Delicott bumped as he went for the ball and does not get to it. It's out of bounds. Throw in on the near side for the Islanders just to their own side of the midfield line.
There was a look at Arrieta, who's played with Lecce in Italy, Serie B. And he's an Italian defender who actually likes to attack. Believe it or not, it's not all about defending for the Italian Arrieta. He likes to get involved in the attack as well.
I think I was calling Atieno. I think I was calling him Kraus there a few times. So number 14 is Atieno. Number 12 is Kraus. We'll get that straightened around yet. Ball played away downfield. Headed away by Smith. And underneath it, Ball able to drive it back inside the box. And a couple of bounces where it's stopped by Vallo. And he'll switch it to the outside of the near wing for Earls up the left wing side. Low line drive kick out to midfield, but he'll get it right back. Earls turns, chased by Steele, spins back, drops it off for Burtz. That is 20, and along the near touchline to Gregor. And he puts it off of Villegas and out. And Gregor had nowhere to go to the ball, so he just puts it off of the oncoming Villegas off his chest and back out of bounds. Pretty crafty.
Yeah, very crafty. And, 8 minutes in, it's been Puerto Rico playing in Rochester's half of the field.
Now the Rhinos doing their best to get the Puerto Rico Islanders overconfident.
Hey, you know what? They're doing a much better job. The last time Puerto Rico was here, the Rhinos' shape in the field, in the midfield, was just out of sorts. Tonight, much more compact. It looks a lot more tight for the Rhinos' midfield, connecting with the forwards.
Valguda drops it to the outside of the near wing. Earls out to the midfield line for Menyongar. Tried the outside, but Gregor had already started to run, and the ball's behind him and out. Throw in on the near side. It'll be taken by Arrieta. We're into the 9th minute. No score here at Paytech. Arrieta, long throw in along the near wing. That's headed in the air. Now chased down by Villegas. At the near end of the box. Across down inside. Head ball right into the hands of Vallo. Has the cross down along the 8 to Delgado. And he heads it right to Scott Vallo. Thank you very much.
Yeah, if it's to either side, Vallo's going to have to come up with a huge save. But the difference here is the breakdown. Earls, Burtz, and Gregor all converge on one player. Villegas overlaps. He's wide open. That's something Rochester's not going to want to continue to do. There's so much movement off the ball with Puerto Rico. You've got to keep your shape.
Ball delivers long on the right wing side. It bends out of bounds. So a throw in for the Islanders from their own 25 on the far side. There's the throw in out near midfield. It's across midfield into Rhino territory, and Burtz will chase back for the ball. Comes up with it. Off into the middle for Earls, pressuring him, Villegas. Earls will switch it to the outside of the near wing for Gregor. Takes it off the chest, but that one got away from him and rolls out. Throw it in midfield on the near side for the Islanders. Ellisford drops it off. Steele plays it back. Krause has it. There's Krause. Now he gives it off to Telesford and brings it forward to the midfield line. His pass off into the middle. Taken by Delgado. Looking for the turnaround, but can't get loose. And it's recovered by the Rhinos. Ahead for Krummelmeyer off to Tiger. And now a chip through midfield. Delicott trying to get in behind, but Krause is there. He'll boot it away on the near side. Chased down by Gregor. Overruns the ball. Turns back. Can't get to it, however. That's a side volley kick as Arrieta will send it long on the right wing side. Now in underneath it. It's carried forward by Etienne. Works the right wing side. Watched by Birch. And Birch gets the foot on it to knock it out. But off the foot of Etienne. So throw in for the Rhinos from their own 10 on the near side.
Looks like the assignment for Palguda is man-man on Jonathan Steele. And Jonathan Steele's not had a lot of touches here early in this game.
Now let's call the Tigers taken down, so a restart for the Rhinos. Center ref coming over, having a few words for Villegas. By the way, in the middle tonight is Nico Bratzis. His assistants, Daniel Rourke and Andrew Evangelos. And the fourth is Jacob Wickham. Switch to the right wing side. Ball, line drive, kick downfield. Delicott tried to get in behind. He'll then tried to play a little looper in front. That bobbles it. It gets away, but he catches up to it at the 18.
Look at this.
He's going to stretch out.
That's when he's too tight. That's a finalist for goalkeeper of the year. And, wow, he made a meal of that one. Didn't he ever?
He bobbles the ball so that he feigns an injury.
Maybe the shot was too hard from Delicott. I don't think so, but maybe. You never know. But Gaudette's got so much more talent than what you see there.
Birds heads it away and out. Throw in on the near side for the Islanders. The Rochester 25. Throw off into the middle for Etienne. Bikes it forward and unable to get a shot away. Miranda. Turn to the outside. Jones moving up on the left wing of the Rochester 35. Trying to cross in front, but blocked away by Menyongar. Rolls down deep in the far corner. Chased after by Delgado. As he is bumped, the ball rolls out and a throw in for the Rhinos.
Colin Clark and Jonathan Steele are trying to find a way to open up space. Palguda now he's not tracking back with Jonathan Steele, who's dropped much deeper into the midfield now.
Flicked out to midfield. In underneath it is Nigel Henry. And the Islanders with the ball their own side of midfield. On the near wing, carried forward across midfield. Arrieta to the outside. Villegas up the right wing. Watched there by Earls. He'll roll it off toward the middle. And stepping in to poke it away is Gregor. And the Rhinos have it. And Younger drops it off for Tiger. Turns into the outside of the right wing for Krummelmeyer. He'll drop it back. Ball stepping up. Chips it ahead to midfield. Delicott underneath it. Heads it down, but that behind Krummelmeyer and out.
Timing has been off on the flanks with Krummelmeyer and Gregor. Just not connecting. Gregor's actually playing on the left. Palguda taking the spot of the holding midfielder with the assignment of Jonathan Steele.
Now a foul is called on Ball, so we'll have a restart and the kick to be taken by the Islanders. Delgado is set to serve it up. And we're into the 13th minute here of Paytech and no score. The first of the two-game total goal series in the semifinals of USL First Division. That's played down to the box. Tiger heads it in the air, pulled off the crossbar by Vallow. So Tiger got a header on it, but he went the wrong way, back in on goal, and Vallow hauls it off the crossbar.
And Matthew Delicott's going to have to be aware. Nigel Henry loves to push up. He is such a tall target. Delicott's going to have to track back with him on these restarts. So far, he's been there every time.
Gouda left swits it through midfield, and then it's played away and out of bounds on the near side to throw in for the Islanders, or for the Rhinos, rather. And Younger dunnies it through, but that is through and covered again by Krause of the Islanders. Drops it back for Henry on his own 25. Hammers it through the center circle. Knocked down there. Smith battling for the ball. It comes loose, and it'll be recovered by the Islanders. Steele turns, left foots it off at the far wing. Ball in Delgado. Battle there. It's Delgado in under the ball. As he turns back, drops it off out around the 40. On the left wing side and brought forward. Forward the middle, played back in the middle. Still the Islanders with the ball. No score in this one. We're into the 14th minute. Cross down to the right wing side for Arrieta. To the outside, moving up Steele. He'll left footed, switches it back on the far side. That's knocked down, bouncing ball in line, out over the end line, and a goal kick for the Rhinos. Sponsors of these broadcasts include RITN, everything you need to be perfectly comfortable. And by Salvatores, they deliver everything but babies.
Jonathan Steele has a pretty free role now with his new central midfield position. He's able to kind of roam all over the field, look for space, look for openings. He's just roaming around, getting away from Palguda. Now he's starting to see a little more of the ball.
Played forward, tipped to the outside along the near wing after it. Here's Villegas on the right side, tried to cross, but that's off of Birch, bounces down to the end line, and Vallow gets to it on one hop. 15th minute, no score. As each team thus far has had one shot. Hot forward up the wing, taken by Ball. Goes long on the right wing side, but in underneath it is Krause to pound that one high in the air, and it comes down in the stands on the far side. Throw in for the Rhinos. Well, we got too many balls on the field now, so we'll have to wait till they get rid of one. Another throw-in attempt. Still the ball was laying there, so we got to do another throw-in. This time Ball's going to move up to take the throw-in about 35 yards out on the right wing side. John Ball looks it over. Plays it down deep to the corner. After it goes Kremmelmeyer. As he's watched there by Delgado. Kremmelmeyer comes out of the corner after it with the ball inside the box. Looking for a cross down inside, but that's kicked away. Nice job by Kremmelmeyer. However, no finishing attempt for the Rhinos. That one played forward by Menyongar, but spun away, and Villegas pounds a high one out to near midfield.
Kremmelmeyer, he just sees that they're flat-footed, does a great job splitting the defenders, and then the service in the box, there's just so many white shirts, can't get it through.
Out of bounds, far side, throw in for the Rhinos for the Islanders of midfield on the far side, their left wing. 16th minute, no score. Put in play, back after it along his 25 is Earls, he'll bring it forward. Out to the midfield line for Menyongar. Turns it ahead on the left wing side for Gregor. Has to slide into the ball and drops it back to Birch. As he'll then play it forward to Tiger. Rhinos on the attack. Cross midfield, Menyongar. One touch to the outside of the near wing for Danny Earls. Cross midfield for Tiger. On the near touchline. Drives it up the wing, but that went away. Rolls out. Off of the Rhinos. Throw in for the Islanders from their own 35.
The playoffs, this series especially, it's just a whole nother level. The marking is tighter. There's not much time on the ball. Got to make quick decisions. After
it along the near wing, it's out. As the Rhinos couldn't, or rather the Islanders couldn't get to it, so it'll be a throw-in on the near side for the Rhinos from their own 35. Of course, for the Rhinos, this is their third playoff game. For the Islanders, it's their first playoff game, although they've been in a lot of playoff action with the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Have played 5 games there so far, unbeaten with 3 wins and 2 ties. And Smith comes in for the head ball. He just drives through the Puerto Rico player and draws the yellow card here in the 18th minute.
Delgado, the former Rhino, who just gets steamrolled by Ross Smith. And again, those are the challenges you're going to see. Smith is looking up at the ball. Maybe he doesn't even see Delgado to the last second there. That's a hard challenge. Smith not happy with the card. But I think that's a deserved yellow card.
Deserving.
On the ball.
If he doesn't want to get hit, he should get out of the way. What do you mean?
The only thing I could say is Smith is actually up in the air. Delgado never leaves the ground, so he's planted. That probably makes it look a lot worse.
Literally planted.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Smith, the steamroller, but he draws the yellow card. Here's Steele with the left foot, puts it down inside the box, and that one flighted through to the end line, knocked down along the end line, and back to help out. Kremmelmeyer draws it away out of the box as he's chased there by Arietta, and the ball played out through midfield. Back for Jones for the Islanders down at his own 35. I'll tell you what, that Arietta, he runs a lot of miles in a game.
I mean, he's a right defender. He's on the left side on these restarts. That's why he's been so creative and so effective this year. He's got 3 goals alone against Rochester. He just loves to get forward.
Played ahead. That's chipped forward by Kremmelmeyer, but still in behind is Delicott. Menyongar after. Delicott never got in the play, but the offside flag is in the air.
That's a tough one. Is Delicott hindering the play at all? No, but he's so close to the ball. The referee's assistant doesn't have much of a choice on that one.
Out away from Villegas on the near side and out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos. Well, Rochester actually has had a couple of opportunities or a couple of close calls. They've been able to penetrate a little bit here.
It looks like they're kind of enticing Puerto Rico to come forward, then looking for the quick counter. It's the opposite of what we saw in September. Puerto Rico did that to Rochester. Now the Islanders are coming forward. Rochester is sneaking behind them.
Miranda into the center circle for Delgado. One touch on the ball. It's played by Arietta to the outside. Or rather, Etienne and Delgado on the give and go will work the rest of the way upfield to the end line. Looking for a cross. Can't get it away. It rolls out over the end line. And a goal kick once again for the Rhinos. Sponsors of these broadcasts include Paytech, personalizing personal communications. Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield, helping you achieve your goals. And by Zweigel's, the official hot dog at Paytech Park. All flighted out through midfield. Flick forward by Delicott, but in behind is Henry to and drive it out across midfield. However, the Rhinos will push it forward again. Kremmelmeyer bumped away from the ball, and now it's slipped across midfield by Miranda, but rolls out. Throw in for the Rhinos. Just to their own side of the midfield line. Long throw in up the right wing side. Ball blocked away momentarily by Tiger, turning back. Drops it off the midfield for Ball, and a return pass ahead for Kremmelmeyer as he spins around, goes down. Foul is called, and the Rhinos will have the restart 45 yards out on the right wing.
Getting chippy, and it's, again, what I talked about. The space is not out there. There's players all over each other. The contact, the fouls are going to be common play here down the stretch in 08.
Andrew Gregor will move over to take the kick. Now we see the Puerto Rico bench is up and warming up already. Here's Gregor.
Huge options in the box,
With the left foot. Drives it low down in the box. Flick toward the middle. In there. Just wide of the right post. Put out over the end line off of Ross Smith. Looked like he was the last one to get a foot on it, but a flick forward, I think, by Pelguda. And Smith got a foot on it, but just wide.
That ball is put at the corner of the 6. It's a perfect spot. There's the flick. The second ball. Smith never quits on the play. He's just such a force on these restarts. Second ball, Smith is there with a touch just wide of the net. But put it in the mix. And then it's nothing skill. It's all fight and heart to see who wants the ball from there.
That's headed back across midfield by Ross Smith, out of bounds on the far side. It'll be a throw in for the Islanders just to their own side of midfield. A cool evening, but actually it's turned out, I think, as the wind has died down a little bit, very, very pleasant.
I've got my hat and gloves just in case you get cold like you always do. So
brought forward by Menyongar. Has Kremmelmeyer overlapping. Now he'll chip it down inside. Gregor, look for the kick. Along the 6 inside. A shooter, but the Rhinos couldn't get to it. Comes out top. Pelguda on the right side. Couldn't sneak it through to Menyongar. That's headed in the air. Pelguda again steps up. Walked away to the outside. John Ball with it. A long high chip for the backside. Here's Gregor, heads it along the 6 down inside, but that's volleyed away and out of the box on the near wing. Got away from Steele, but he'll chase it down and keep it in play. Rolls it toward the end of the box. After it, Arrieta. Right footer out to midfield. Not bends it out of bounds. Throw in on the near side for the Rhinos.
Wow, what a great ball from Johnny Menyongar. Gregor's got to put that on frame. One time out of the air, blasted at the net. Either make the keeper save it or it goes in. To go back across the box in traffic, that's a tough call there. But what vision from Johnny Menyongar. That's a shot all day in my book.
Smith steps up, heads it forward down to the 20. There's Steele. The volley at the rest of the way back out to midfield, and Smith heads it forward again. Pelguda settles it for Tiger. Tries to get away, but he's taken down by Telesford. Foul is called, and the Rhinos will have the restart of the 35, and the fans here want the yellow card in return.
Yeah, I think that would be the right call. Definitely some contact. And Tiger just gets a nice little touch around Telesford. That's a nice hip check there by the Puerto Rico defender.
Down to the near end of the box. Menyongar spins, cross along the 8 down inside. There's the ball that's knocked away and out. And the Rhinos arguing about a handball.
Yeah, you're seeing a shift now in the run of play here. Puerto Rico under a lot of pressure now.
That's played forward. Arrieta up in the air to head it forward. And then gets it back himself and able to volley it out to midfield. Burt's in the center circle. Tries the right wing side to Johnny Ball. 24th minute, no score, but the Rhinos pressuring.
I love this. Puerto Rico came out. They took a couple of shots. Now Rochester taking a couple pokes themselves.
Headed away, knocked away on the near side. Brought forward by the Islanders. Villegas up the right wing. Out to midfield. Entering Rhino territory. Chased down by Menyongar. Villegas leads it to the outside. Telesford drops it right back for Villegas. Toward the middle for Miranda. Delicate steps in. Almost stole it. Back to the center circle. Nigel Henry has it there. Turns around, watched by Delicate. Drops it off at the midfield line for Krause. Roller ahead. Villegas, 40 yards out in the middle. Back to the midfield line once again for Henry to the outside for Jones. On the left side, there's a left-footed delivery down to the 18. Earls is up. Has the ball. It's flicked through the end of the box, coming out of the near side. Deep to the right corner, taken by Telesford. Drops it on top. Arrieta being watched closely by Gregor. Arrieta looking for the cross. Down inside. Grabbed it as 2 by Mello. Comes over the ball and holds on.
It's good defending there. Arrieta just he's looking for space. Doesn't find it. He's forced into a very poor cross.
Ball now brought forward once again into Rhino territory. Long down inside the box. Grabbed on the fly by Vallow.
With Johnny Steele now, he's kind of shifting out to the flanks. The move of having Pelguda mark him has forced him to the outside. With that move, he doesn't see a lot of the ball. His creativity gets cut at least in half with so many less touches on the ball.
Gregor off into the middle. Menyongar 35 yards out, turns, moves forward, turns to get away from the Miranda, then switches to the outside of the right wing for Kremmelmeyer. Moving up, overlapping his Ball. No feed. Kremmelmeyer takes it, turns back, switch back to the right side, down to the outside for Ball. At the end line, across down inside, but headed away up into the stands. A corner kick for the Rhinos.
Very nice job by Coach Tilley and the Rhinos to really fight and take back control of this game. The last 10 minutes have been all Rochester, putting Puerto Rico under pressure. Kremmelmeyer, he masters that cutback move, and Johnny Ball, the overlapping defender, forcing Miranda to give up a corner kick.
And the Rhinos bench up, warming up now. Here's Gregor. He'll take the corner kick, right wing side, left-footed kicker, in-swinger. Goes low into the box. That one headed away and out by Krause, but right to Tiger. One touch on the ball on the near side, but way behind Kremmelmeyer. Has to chase it down back near midfield. Into the center circle for Ball. Cross midfield for Tiger. Looks for the opening. Tiger then switching to the right side. That's headed high in the air. Burt's in underneath it. Miranda for the Islanders now pounds a high floater out to midfield. Flicked across midfield. Back for it goes Earls.
How that's not a foul on Kenny Burt's. A bit surprised. He got shoved in the back of the header.
Vallow with the right foot hammers it out into the center circle. Telesford knocks it down. Tiger comes away. Then he goes down. The play goes on. However, the ball is stolen back by the Islanders and then given up. Rhinos have it. Now a foul is called on Rochester.
He wasn't going to call it then in the last second. He blew the whistle. And that's Tiger and Miranda right at midfield getting tangled up, but Miranda just loses his balance. Tiger is not going to knock him off the ball there.
So the restart for the Islanders, 27th minute, and no score.
Well, the heaters are out tonight.
It's warming up.
Oh, it sure is.
Ball play still at the midfield line. Krause will set it.
Got Montreal and Vancouver. They're kicking off. They just kicked off about 4 minutes ago in Montreal this evening.
That ball down inside. Earls there will bang it away out the far wing. That's pushed forward as the ball is knocked loose. Picked up again by the Islanders. Steele drops it back his own side of midfield. And he'll try the left wing side. Long cross. Miranda down to the Rochester 18. That one fighting over Earls and picked up at the near end of the box by Krause. Thanking for the cross, but blocked away by Earls out over the end line, and a corner kick now for the Islanders.
And again, they've got options. Nigel Henry immediately pushes up. Arrieta pushes up. And Delicott, again, he's aware that Henry's going to be a huge presence in the box. He tracks back. And Jonathan Steele, this is a chance for him to put his mark on the game and create for the Puerto Rico Islanders.
So that game's in Montreal.
In Montreal this evening, and then they'll
Interesting. Vancouver had the choice on that one, didn't they?
Yeah,
hit it back inside. That's knocked down. Kicked away by Vallow. Another one down in front. Booted away on the near side. And getting a hold of it as Earls to left, put it away and out of the box.
Great tip away there from Scott Vallow. Just tips the ball with his fingertips, unable to let the Puerto Rico players get on. It's good stuff from Scotty Vallow.
Very close. Back at midfield. That brought forward. Now the Islanders take it back. Spinning as it's right-footed out to midfield, and Smith steps up to nod it across the midfield line. Headed away to the outside on the near wing, but no help there. And the throw in at midfield on the near side for the Rhinos. Gregor with the throw in back to Earls. Takes it off the chest, turns to get away from Steele. And on the left wing side to the outside for Andrew Gregor. He'll roll it back toward the middle for Earls, being chased there by Miranda. Drops it to his own side of midfield. After it's Smith. No room, so he drops it all the way back down to Vallow. He'll then deliver out through midfield. Delicott up. Tried to nod it forward, but comes down to the midfield line. Villegas with a switch to the outside of the left wing. After goes Ball. He'll block Delgado, and the ball rolls out. Rhinos have the throw in on the far side from their own 35. 29th minute, no score.
I tell you, it's just been going back and forth. Both teams taking shots, and it's going to be who makes that first crack, that first impact tonight.
Henry able to head it back to the midfield line, but stepping up, Pelguda nods it forward. Delicott, his header is picked off and carried away by the Islanders. Out to the midfield line. As spinning around, Etienne will drop it back. Miranda pushing it to the outside for Jones on the left wing. He crosses back toward the middle. Delicott couldn't reach it, and the Islanders still have control. Arrieta off the right wing into Rhino territory. Ahead is Villegas. On the right side, down to the 25, goes to the outside. After it, Arrieta, cross down along the 10, and Birch gets the right foot on it to pop it up in the air out of the box. Flick forward by Tiger. Taken back by the Islanders. Arrieta drops it back in the center circle for Nigel Henry. Switching off on the left wing side, carried forward by Jones. And works back toward the middle. Drop back his own side midfield once again. Out of the outside for Steele on the left wing. Drives it ahead down to the Rochester 20. That's not on his side. In underneath it is Earls, and the Rhinos recover the ball. 31st minute. Ellicott sandwiched off the ball, and the foul is called. And the Puerto Rico player is down. That's Arrieta grabbing onto, I think, his left hand. And seems to be in a fair amount of pain. 31st minute.
I don't know if it's a left hand or if it might be a special area. Looks like could be his hand, but he took a knock there. He actually went in hard.
Now they're spraying his left arm.
So it's his left forearm. Good call there. Even with the glasses on, you got that one. There's a ball at midfield. He may have. I didn't see the contact there. It looks like Delicott and another player, Kraus, get tangled up. I didn't see where Arrieta's arm gets any kind of contact.
Well, it is still scoreless. Now the 31st minute. Gets up holding that left arm.
Actually might be the head of Delicott striking the arm of Arrieta. He's tough in the air.
He's looking at the forearm just below the elbow. Now he's off, and now he wants back on.
It's just a little stinger. He'll shake it off.
Danny Earl set to serve it up, and here it comes. Lights it down to the far end of the 18. Smith bumped away, couldn't get underneath it, and Jones with the left foot will pound it into the stands on the far side. Throw in for the Rhinos from about 25 yards out. Kremmelmeyer looking for the throw in. Short to Menyongar, back to the outside for Kremmelmeyer, but stepping in the way, Delgado able to knock it out. However, the Rhinos have the throw in, ball with it. And sends it down inside the box. Delicott flick in the middle, but nobody's there. He turns around, shrugs his shoulders like, where is everybody?
You know, he does the right thing. He's the target man. He plays the first ball. There's got to be movement looking for the second ball. No one is there.
Villegas to the outside, give and go to Steele, but does not get the return pass. Gregor, now Falguda gives it off to Tiger on the left wing, chase from behind. As he is able to play it through midfield for Delicott. Drops it back his own side of midfield, taken by Gregor. And now long service up the left wing side. However, the ball is picked off and pushed forward. Tiger stepping in, is taken down. Foul is called on Kraus. Tiger going down, grabbing onto the right knee. And the Puerto Rico players are a little upset here.
Smith and Miranda, Burt stepping in, and it's getting chippy.
So Kraus draws the yellow card in the 33rd minute. As Tiger slow getting up, sponsors of these broadcasts include Power Trip, Get in the Game, World Gym, real gyms, real people, real results. And by Auction Direct. For your next car, log on to auctiondirect.com.
Kraus with the yellow card. He comes in hard on the challenge. And I didn't get a chance to see the replay yet, but definitely gets Tiger after the ball is knocked away. Kraus wins the ball. Comes through, gets a piece of the man down. You're not going to like it. I say we play on. You got the ball first, then the man.
Yeah, but who asked you? You know, you keep offering up this thing, this stuff, and nobody even asked.
I'm just going to turn off my mic and go to bed.
Yeah, see you later. Here's Kremmelmeyer. Puts it down inside the box. Birch flick forward. That's coming down to the 2, and then booted away and out. Not sure who got a hold of that one. Must have been the defender. Jones, and back in the far wing and out of bounds. That off of the Rhinos. A throw in for the Islanders.
Yeah, with the marking so tight in the flow and the run of the game, a restart is probably going to be an option to get our first mark on the board tonight. As soon as you cross midfield either way, the marking is incredibly tight. It's going to take a very special, talented effort to crack the tight marking we're seeing tonight.
There's the throw in. Telesford to the outside. Left footed out to midfield. Ball is knocked down. Tiger in underneath it. Drops it off for Gregor. Tiger gets it again. Left footed volley kick forward. However, that's brought away by the Islanders. Telesford pushing into the outside. On the near wing, Villegas dropping it back once again. Etienne moving up with the right foot. Hammers it away downfield. In behind, Etienne. That's up in the air and coming back to block it, but no shot. And off the post, comes out in front again. The shot hit the back post. Delicott at the far wing. Being chased by Velo. Now down in front. A header by Steele. That's blocked away and pushed out the near side. Oh, man, the Rhinos dodge a bullet there.
Did they ever? And how the ball in the air over Smith and Burtz. That's something you never see.
Right forward by Delicott. Hustling out the left wing side through midfield. Turns it toward the middle for Tiger. He'll backheel it toward the middle and picked up by Falguda. Off to his right. Ball continues on. Down to the 30. Tried to drive it in front, but blocked away by Miranda. In underneath the ball recovered by the Islanders and carried away.
This is a battle Rochester doesn't want to get into. They don't want to open up too much and let Puerto Rico attack.
Now the red card is issued on Miranda. Miranda, for some reason, behind the play, had a few words for the referee, and he draws the red card. He is gone, as all the Islanders are going after the ref. The linesman coming in to help out, and security also starting to make its way on the field. There's a yellow card issued to, I believe, Nigel Henry.
Wow, Puerto Rico is just falling apart. We got to see what the situation here is. Miranda, that's a huge loss. He is a key defensive midfielder right in the middle of the park. He's off. Him and John Ball had some contact behind the play. Ratzies wasn't too far away. What he saw, I don't know. But Miranda is walking off. 10 minutes left in the first half, Don.
So Miranda is out. And I think it was Nigel Henry that also got the additional yellow.
Yeah, he was in there protesting with the referee. Colin Clark has nothing to say to his player. He's going to try and get to the bottom of this as well. But this is a huge opportunity for the Rhinos. Now Miranda will have to miss the game on Sunday as well.
Islanders number 7, Edwin Miranda. Red card in the 36th minute.
Now Miranda takes the long walk past the Rhinos bench. John Ball gets tangled up. Ball comes in. Kind of runs up the back of Miranda. Let's see here. Ball charges in. Miranda throws a little elbow on the armpit. If that's the red card, oh boy, I'm going to leave it at that. If that's the red card, oh boy.
Trying to pick up if there was an additional yellow card issue, but no announcement on that as of yet. Here's Kremmelmeyer with the left foot, puts it down in the box, but that's headed away and out. Back after it. Kremmelmeyer getting to it, or Gregor rather, near midfield. And left-footed forward again, down inside the box. And up goes Burtz, couldn't reach it. That rolls to the end line, out over the end line. And a goal kick for the Islanders. 38th minute, no score.
Pedro and John, wonderful jobs on the replays in our truck here. And, there was an elbow thrown. It got underneath the armpit. Yellow card maybe, but again, it's the semifinals. The teams have worked so hard to get to this point. Do you send them off like that, Don?
You know what, Joe? You're not winning any friends up here. The guys are really caught it, or the camera. There's Kevin over there. There's Mike over here. Those are the ones that caught it, not John and Pedro.
Oh, great job by the guys on the camera, and that's a tough red card.
Where's the rest of the camera guys? There's one up there. There's one down there. There's one over there. All those camera guys doing a great job all year long.
All right, well, I'll just say Pedro. Pedro's the man in the truck. Kevin's the man up here with Mike.
Actually, I don't think Pedro's even running the replay machines, is he?
I don't know. Pedro is just a very special producer.
Who knows what Pedro does?
We don't know, but he does something good.
Here's Steele. Puts it with the left foot down inside the box. That one punched away, up in the air, coming down to the 18. Burtz in underneath it, but the whistle stops play. Foul is called and a kick for the Rhinos. We're into the 39th minute and no score here at Paytech.
It looks like Delgado now has shifted to the central midfield role with Miranda being sent off. Johnny Steele is playing on the left, and Puerto Rico is going to be on the referee for the rest of this game. Is there going to be a kind of makeup call? We'll see. That was a tough red card for him to issue in the semifinals.
You know what? Sometimes I almost think it's a disadvantage when you have a man set off, because it seems like the referee, the rest of the game, is giving the calls the other way.
He's looking to equal things out.
And he's very lax with the other team, and he's very, very harsh on your team.
Especially with a soft one like that.
Yeah, ball pushed away out of bounds on the far side. Kremmelmeyer. I thought he had some things to say to the referee. I thought that's where the red card came.
Maybe. Again, I don't know. If it was for that elbow, it's a tough one to give. People probably see it a different way.
Because they had started to move away, and they were moving upfield, they thought, and all of a sudden the ref turned around and came back with the red card.
There may have been something else after the contact with he and John Ball.
Ball brought forward.
Well, you're seeing a tight match on the field tonight, and It's been nothing different overall since Puerto Rico joined the league 5 years ago. We're evened up 5-5-3 here. Rochester, Puerto Rico. Always an exciting match when these two teams meet.
Smith gets the right foot on it to drive it up into the stand, so it'll be a throw in on the far side for the Islanders. Down around the Rochester 35 on the left wing side. 40th minute. No score, but the Islanders a man down.
And that's a huge opportunity for the Rhinos.
There's the throw in finally. Played along the wing. Steele turning back with the ball. Spins left foot, but high out over top of the end line over the net and out. Sponsors of these broadcasts include Dr. Donald Dudley, the official chiropractor of the Rhinos. He's located at 90 Erie Canal Drive in the Canal Ponds Medical Complex. By Pellegrino's Deli Cafe, always fresh, always fast, always delicious. And by Harrow East Athletic Club on the web at harroweast.com.
Let's look at some of the fans bundled up. I'm sure it's nothing like the weather you're going to see in Puerto Rico on Sunday. We hit the 40s here in Rochester tonight.
Played downfield, nice flick forward by Delicott. Ahead, Kremmelmeyer for Menyongar. And a foul is called in the Rhinos.
Yeah, he's calling a handball. And,
all right.
Again, maybe we're starting to see some of the makeup work in progress.
Out through midfield. Smith back underneath it. Heads it away into the stands once again. As it'll be a throw-in for the Islanders down around the Rochester 30 on the left wing side.
Now you want to talk about a team that's really going to eat away, milk the clock. They're a man down. They're away from home. They'll definitely look to get out of here 0-0. The Islanders will have no urgency now with a man down. And it's really going to take away from the game. It's going to slow the game down. And it's the fans who are going to suffer from seeing a very dull game.
You know, it was a run-and-gun game.
It was going back and forth, absolutely.
Downed it out to midfield for Delicott. Turns back as he's chased by Henry to the outside. Able to right foot it ahead. Almost stuck it through. But the ball blocked away. And now played through midfield on the far side. Off of balls footed out. Throw in for the Islanders just across midfield. Johnny Steele waiting for the throw in. He, of course, was a finalist for the Player of the Year in the league. Steele is.
He led the league with assists, but again tonight he's been marked very tight. Kind of hanging his head, his shoulders kind of shrugging. Looks like he's getting a little frustrated out there.
Delicott drops it off. Talguda tried to spin it through, but he nails Villegas, who goes down. And the ball pushed to the outside of the near wing and up the right side. Here comes Arrieta. Vegas still down on the pitch. On the near wing, Arrieta on the attack toward the corner. Earl stopping, and the ball kicked away by Gregor out through midfield. Villegas still down on the field, and finally the ball is put up into the stands right here.
Oh,
hey, I got it. I got it. Hold on, let me put my headset back on here. All right.
Right on Don Stevens. What a header. Folks, I wish we had that on camera. That was the header of the year by the Rhinos.
I took that one on the chin.
On the chin, are you okay?
On the chin. I'm fine, yeah.
What a thump that was.
Wow. You know what? There's no way you can get a ball in up here. I'd like to see him do that again.
You got about a 3-foot clearance from the top, the glass to the top of the clearance there. Unbelievable.
They'd never be able to do that again. Well, Villegas is still down on the field and being attended to. We're into the 43rd minute, and there is no score.
Also out of town, Vancouver, Montreal trying to find their way to the championship game in Montreal. First half, they are also scoreless.
Is it in the first half or at halftime?
First half. They started about 30 minutes behind us, so I assume they're probably the 15th minute or so.
All right. So, a little bit of everything here tonight. Where did Villegas go? Is he even up?
Yeah, he's up. And
where'd he go?
He's already coming off the field now, right at midfield on the strike.
Oh, there he is. All right.
Do you need the trainer to come up and take a look at you?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? I should have headed it back instead of trying to duck away from it.
You know, we got laptops, we got monitors, we got all this broadcast equipment, and tonight, of all nights, the thing comes blasting up here.
How about my tabletop, though? My nice plexiglass tabletop stood up. It didn't break or anything. There's the ball mark right there.
Bob Villa would be proud of you. Great construction.
See that? There's the ball mark right there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how dirty this thing is.
It hit the plexiglass, then off the chin.
Yep.
He took it like a man, my friend. Yes, right off his chin, and he did well with it, though. He didn't sit out for more than a 10 count.
Off on the near side, hit it back toward the middle, underneath it. Birch will volley it forward. That is flicked forward by Delicott, but settled by by Henry out near midfield, and Palguda will turn and drive it the other way up the left wing. Gregor at the near end of the box as he's being chased there by Ariette, who stops him at the end line, puts it off the foot of Gregor and out over the touch line, so it'll be a throw in deep in the corner for the Islanders.
With the man advantage, Rochester's got a chance now to start pushing up even more pressure, keeping Puerto Rico in their half of the field, maybe get 1 or 2 goals and head down south with a nice lead.
Right-footed ahead by Delgado on the wing, and all the way out to around the 40 is Battle. He'll just push it ahead for Ross Smith, who turns upfield. 45th minute, now through midfield to the outside. Ball looking back, still no score in this one. As we approach the halftime, and Palguda drops it to his own side of midfield. Carried forward by Birch out across midfield. Going to have 2 minutes of additional time here, evidently. It's Palguda left footing it off on the near side. Arrows in there, but he's out of bounds. Could not keep it in. Throw in for the Islanders from their own 20 on the near side.
Yeah, the loss of Miranda is huge because it doesn't give Johnny Steele the opportunity now to free roam and create in the center of the park. Delgado's got to play a holding role, and now Steele's got to go out to the left. So again, he's not going to see as much of the ball. 2
minutes additional time. Smith has it from his 25, turning to the right wing side for Ball. As he's chased, drops it back in the middle for Smith. Beginning to bring it forward. And up the left wing side, carried forward by Birch. As he looks forward at the midfield line and now trying to sneak it through. However, the ball is headed away. In underneath it, Telesford spinning. Chased there by Tiger. Telesford still with it. Now chased by Gregor. They'll drop it back, and it's Ariette to hammer it out through midfield. But in underneath it, Palguda plays it forward to Menyongar. Turning upfield to get away from Telesford to the outside along the near touchline for Gregor. He'll lay it to the end line for Menyongar. Trying to sneak it through, puts it off the foot neatly of Krause and out over the end line. Krause expecting Menyongar to either cross or shoot, and he just a little tip off your toe, and he's out of bounds for the corner kick.
He could have come in there hard and challenged Menyongar, but that's respect for the skill of Johnny Menyongar with the ball at his feet. You saw he laid off of it. He didn't want to come in hard and get poked around by Johnny Menyongar.
Right-footed kicker, Kremmelmeyer. That's for the back post. And headed away out the far end. Rolls out over the touchline on the far side. It'll be a throw in for the Linos 10 yards out. We're in stoppage time. About a minute to go before the half. On throw in down inside the box. Palguda flicks it forward. Out Kremmelmeyer, right footer. And he goes for the low shot, but it's knocked down. That's played off on the left side. Menyongar crossing front. Bouncing ball in. It's kicked off the line by Henry and played on top. In underneath it, Earls.
Is it off the line with a hand? No, that's the question.
That's booted by Gregor, but not getting through, and recovered by Earls once again. He'll then lay it back into the center circle. Well, there was no call made.
Yeah.
No, and I don't see anybody arguing about it. Ball. Serves it down inside the box once again. Delicott heads it toward the middle. Up in the air. Those got depth, but it's out over the end line. Whistle blows, and that is it for the first half of play. Well, we did have Puerto Rico starting out applying most of the pressure, but the Rhinos came back nicely and actually got a few pretty good opportunities of their own.
Yeah, without Miranda now, you're going to see a huge difference right in the middle of the field. He does the job of two players. He's able to let Johnny Steele create and roam free, but now Miranda is out. They lose an incredible presence right in the middle of the field, so that's going to be a big loss. Look for Menyongar now to see a lot more action on the ball.
And we'll see what will happen as far as the complexion of the second half of play. All right, I believe Sam has a guest down there. Sam, take it away, kiddo. Soccer Sam, go ahead.
Soccer fans, we're down here live in the field, 0-0 at halftime. The Rhinos up a man, and I have with me now the Rhinos assistant coach, Mr. Steve Guppy. Steve, what a match so far.
And then, I'm not sure what happened for the lad to get sent off, but it's up to us now to make the extra man advantage count and come out all guns blazing in that second half.
Now, Steve, last week you had one of the best goals I've seen. I'm calling you the flying fish, the Guppy. What a header you had last week.
Well, I'm glad you got it on camera because I had my eyes closed throughout it, so it was nice to go home and see what actually happened.
Now, Steve, you got some family here, I heard, from England, I believe?
Yeah, we've got another flying fish here tonight. My dad's here. He used to be a goalkeeper for West Brom, so he was the flying fish of the family.
Now, your dad was called the Cat. He's the original Cat, right?
The original Cat.
Steve Guppy, Mr. Guppy in the stands there. Second half coming up. Back to you guys.
All right, Sam, thank you very much. We got Guppies all over the place. We're at the half here at Paycheck. It is scoreless between the Rhinos and the Islanders. It's the semifinals of USFL First Division Soccer, and this is scoreless between the Rhinos and the visiting Puerto Rico Islanders. Tonight's intermission interview is brought to you by Connolly Printing, the official printer of the Rhinos. And alongside is the owner of the Rhinos, Rob Clark. And, well, I guess first and foremost, congratulations. It's not the first season isn't over yet, but it's close. You've almost got through the first year. How do you feel?
Feel good. This is really exciting. So, it all builds up to something, and here we are for what it's all culminated to.
It's going fast right now. It seems like the end has come awful quick, but as you look back over what has happened all the way back to starting in January, February, it's so much has happened in such a short time, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Made some rookie mistakes as an owner. Had some rookie good luck as an owner. I think we really lucked out with our concessionaire. That's worked out great. But next year we'll try and build on what we started and get stronger as an organization.
Of course, we're mostly interested right now in what's happening with the team. Did you ever think at the beginning of the year that you would be going into the semifinals?
I don't know about the semifinals. I thought we were a stronger team than we were playing as. I definitely thought we were a playoff contender, and once playoffs starts, just throw the records away, and it's who wants it more. So.
Well, but I guess you'd have to be pleased though with the way it started out of the season. After such a slow start, to come back and make it to the semifinals is a great tribute to your coaching staff.
Absolutely. It was hard to believe in what was going on with the record, obviously, but we never lost faith in Darren, and we believed in what he was doing, and obviously it paid off big time because here we are. Not only to your coaching staff, but also, of course, to yourself and Matt Ford, the additions you brought in, and they've all been great additions. Yeah, we were very, very active, trading or signing players. I think we signed since the last time we even played Charleston. I think in the middle of the season, we signed, I believe, 5 starters since then. So we were very active in acquiring players, and so far they've come in and melded right in with the rest of the players, and it's been good. Players you've been bringing in, were they with the thought of doing the best you could this year, or were they the thought of long term? I think they were more long term. Most of the players we brought in, we signed a multi-year contracts, not necessarily one-hit wonders. We saw our needs and we went after them in the market, and it's worked out for us. What kind of disappointments have you had this year? What's been the biggest downfall for you? I don't know. I think we've spent money where perhaps maybe we should have saved it and put in other areas. But, all in all, everything's worked out well. Those were kind of some of the rookie owners' mistakes I think I made. I don't necessarily know if we would have brought in the big band Bo Bice for a home opener, maybe, done some other type of creative things. But, you live as you go along. Yeah. And next year, we'll try not to make the same, not necessarily mistakes, but try and get the most bang for our buck to bring fans in. I know one thing you wanted to have done was get further along with the stadium, the suites and so on and so forth. I think actually when you took over that you probably had thought about maybe getting the construction going earlier, had you not? We did. The only problem if we started while the season was going on is it basically would take the third deck away. We couldn't have fans up there because there would have been cranes and nobody would have been allowed up there because that was part of the construction. So we did want to wait till the season was over. Oh, okay. We've got about 3 to 4 weeks left of planning, and then we will start construction. It's a very short construction time frame. I think that's something people need to realize. It's only about 90 days to start to finish on the suite level. So then when people come back next year, they're going to see a considerable number of changes in here? Absolutely, yeah. And not just on the suite level. We're adding a design similar to Montreal in their end zone. We're going to fit it up with a beer garden. We're going to add corporate marquee tents. I think that's going to add a lot to the feel of the stadium. And I love that in Montreal. That's great. Yeah, it's gorgeous, and it looks it's professional in every way. I think that's something we're really going to focus on this offseason is making our product look more professional and make people say, wow, this is a big-time act, and we want to go to the games.
All right, Rob, congratulations. You're to be congratulated, obviously, for what you've done this year. Outstanding job, and looking forward to next year. Now, if the Rhinos get through this series against Puerto Rico, have you heard what might happen for the championship game?
No, the league's not going to release that till Sunday night. I talked to the league around 6:30 tonight, and I asked them, have you heard on all the bids for the bidding process for the championships? And they're going to withhold till Sunday night to release them. Which
so
I think
there's
is
a chance. There's a chance it could be here.
There is. I want to caution people at the possibility of having at home the higher seed holds the they have the option. However, their bid has to be substantial to obtain that option. But obviously, the higher seeded teams are in the driver's seat in terms of hosting the game.
Rob, thanks so much for coming by again. Congratulations on a great season. Job well done.
Thanks, Bud. You too. You've done a great job this year.
Thank you. Rob Clark, owner of the Rochester Rhinos, and still to go the second half here tonight at Paytech Park. It is scoreless at the half between the Rhinos and the Islanders, and this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Country 107.3.
Well, it's halftime. No score yet between the Rhinos and the Islanders. Again, this is two-game total goal series, and the second half will be played on Sunday in Puerto Rico. We'll have the broadcast along our network beginning on Sunday evening at 5:30. Joe will have the pregame show for you starting at 5:30 on Sunday, and then the game begins at 6. And, of course, the Rhinos then, should they get by Puerto Rico, would move into the championship game. If it's the other way around, of course, Puerto Rico goes to the championship final against either Vancouver or Montreal. Coming up, second half action at Paytech, scoreless at the half. Again, this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Well, maybe it's the fourth.
That's the fourth. They need to go back and knock on the doors. Guys, wake up. Let's go. Put the hot cocoa down and let's get back to action here. It's cold for everyone.
And the first one coming out onto the pitch is Jonathan Steele. Again, three possibilities for awards, postseason awards for Puerto Rico. Up for finalists include their coach, the defender, Arrieta, and Jonathan Steele. What a great season he's had in the midfield for the Islanders. So three potential awards yet to come for Puerto Rico.
Yeah, and Jonathan Steele has been huge, but he's been huge playing out of the middle. His anchor, his security blanket in Edwin Miranda is now out, and he's going to have to change his whole game. Looks like he's going to go to the outside. Noah Delgado plays in the middle. Again, on the field, you see so many more touches. You're so much more involved in the game. As Jonathan Steele has a few words for the officials. So he's on the left side. He sees maybe a third as much of the ball as he really needs to be an effective factor in the game tonight.
Well, the Islanders are out in the center circle. They're talking things over with the referee and the linesman. And John Catalano down in the truck tells us that the red card was for violent conduct, so it had to have been the elbow, evidently.
I said it in the first half. I said it at halftime. That's a tough red card to give in the semifinals. But the referee...
Oh, you mean elbowing's okay?
Well, it's a yellow card.
So that 3-game suspension that John Ball got earlier in the season for his elbow should have been called?
Absolutely awful suspension, I thought.
Well, I agree with that.
Absolutely awful. I got to call it like I see it, whether it's this way or that way. It's the game of soccer that we're talking about. And is it a yellow card? Yes. If he struck him in the face, definite red card. He got him underneath the arm. They were kind of tangled up together. I don't know. I like to see them let them play a little bit more. It just it takes away from the game. We talked about that in the first half. I see Puerto Rico. If they're smart, they'll bunker down, get out of here 0-0, and then regroup on Sunday at home.
Well, I think right now what the Rhinos need to do is to run the you-know-what out of them. They've been doing all of this traveling and everything. Now they're a man down. And if you just run them all over the field, they're going to be tired out by the time they get to about 70, 75 minutes.
And that's when maybe you bring a guy in like Guppy who can just serve ball after ball against some tired defenders. I think Johnny Menyongar now is going to see a lot more action with Miranda off the field as that holding midfielder. Menyongar, I think, is going to find much more space, much more time to create and be a factor here in this second half.
Of course, Joe's been doing his job, checking to see if there's any substitutions. And his reply to that is...
hang on a second. I'm checking your chin from that knock you took in that half.
Well, the kickoff to be taken by the Rhinos, and Rochester shooting in the net to our right here for the second half. Menyongar to the outside of the left wing. Earls brings it forward. To the outside along the touchline for Gregor. Looks back toward the middle. Now spins it ahead for Menyongar. Lays it off into the middle, but that's knocked loose. And then cleared away out to midfield by Delgado. Rhinos will chase it down. Back for it goes ball.
No changes. No changes for Puerto Rico. For the back, for the midfield. Atieno, the lone forward up top.
And that's pushed forward by Vallo. Off to Burtz in the middle. Along his 35 to the outside of the left wing. Carried forward by Danny Earls. Approaching midfield. Draws it further across midfield. Looks for room, but no space. Drops it back for Tiger. Through midfield to Menyongar. He'll dummy it through to Delicott. Back in the middle, right foot. Drives it in, but knocked down by Gaudet from his 2. Rhinos get a shot away. Gaudet makes the stop.
That's the space where Johnny Menyongar, I think, is going to be very effective tonight. Just behind Telesford, in front of the Puerto Rico defenders. That little pocket there, if you kind of camp out in that area, I think Johnny Menyongar, you're going to see him on the end of a lot of creative stuff.
Play it away downfield. Earls is back. Nailed that one, popped that one up in the air, coming down to midfield, settled forward. Atieno, or Arrieta on the right side, placed it forward. Atieno couldn't get to it. On the wing, dropped down to Gregor. There he gets a pass back from Tiger, able to sneak it forward to Delicott. Touching to the outside and carried forward now by Tiger. He's chased by Krause. As back is Arrieta. He's run over from behind by Fitzpatrick, and the foul is called on Tiger.
I wonder if the officials had a chance to discuss the red card at halftime. Looks like Nico Bratsis is very quick to go to the whistle now and give Puerto Rico a little benefit on that call.
The keeper, Gaudet, moving over to take this kick from 35 yards out. Bill Gaudet, 27-year-old from Hummelstown, Pennsylvania. Played for the Columbus Crew last year. 6'1", 200 pounds, having a great year. Able to drive it out through midfield. Back underneath it, Burtz heads it, but up into the stands and out. It'll be a throw-in on the far side for the Islanders. Gaudet this year finished second in the league with a 0.85 goals against average. He had the most wins with 14, seventh in the league with 83 saves, second in the league with 10 shutouts. Actually, I think tied with Vallo in that category.
And Gaudet, kind of a missing piece in the Puerto Rico Islanders lineup, was the goalkeeper. They had some revolving door issues, but he has been the mainstay.
Delicott able to head it forward, but can't catch up to it. On the other side, he's blocked by Krause, and the ball rolls out. So Delicott did a good job of getting the ball in behind Henry, but couldn't come up with it on the other side.
There's a look at player assistant coach Steve Guppy. He, I'm sure, in the next couple minutes will be taking off the sweatsuit and entering the field.
Flick forward, but Smith in underneath it, able to play it through midfield. Tiger blocking. However, Delgado will be able to pound it away. Alguda drops it back in the middle. Burt slides in on the ball, and then he'll send it out through midfield to Steele. It's flying over him. All the way back. Islanders, long service downfield. And Earls turning in behind. Burt blocks it off the chest. Turns it with the left foot on the touchline. Gregor heads it forward. Not picked up there by Telesford of the Islanders. And up the wing, stepping in to intercept is Earls. Spins it back to Burch. Rhinos still have it. Pass ahead, Menyongar. One touch for Tiger. Left footer across midfield. Delicott, as he's bumped from behind, lays it off in the middle. Here comes Menyongar. 35 yards out in the middle. Looks to the outside. Sneaks it to the outside on the right side for Kribelmeyer. Off the end of his toe. And out over the touchline. Throw in on the near side for the Islanders.
Johnny Menyongar is such a smart player, though. He realizes that's the space he needs to be in. And they're chasing him. Defenders are coming up at him. Just got to stay in that pocket. It's going to come for him and the rest of the team.
Burch is back. Switching to the outside of the left wing. Carried forward by Danny Earls. Cross midfield. Little stutter step. Burns looks around. Drops it back for Tiger at midfield. And now the outside of the left touchline for Gregor.
Watching
Turn pass in front for Tiger.
Sorry, talking to myself.
It's Tiger still has it. Must be exciting.
I do a lot of that, believe it or not.
Could be very put yourself to sleep. Smith on the right side for ball. Dropped back, spun around, trying to get away from Steele, and the ball blocked away off of ball and out. Throw in for the Islanders.
As long as I don't put you to sleep, I'm happy.
50th minute. Good, and I don't listen to you. Drop back, Henry right foots it across midfield. That's flicked forward by Etienne in behind. Burt's able to nod it away. Then comes up with the ball and rolls it to the outside along the near wing for ball up the right wing. Approaching midfield, hammers it downfield, Delicott. No, offside, Delicott in line. Couldn't get a hold of it as he tried to play it back in front. Ends up flying out over top of the sides in behind the net.
That's typical Delicott, though. He just gave every single thing he had to try and track that ball down. But keeping the eye on Menyongar, he's checking back into that space. Delicott did get an opening behind the defense, just couldn't keep it in. But Menyongar, watching him, he goes deep, then he checks back, and he's wide open to receive the ball.
Nice idea on that pass.
Yeah, mix it up.
Cross midfield, Smith steps up, heads it forward. Krause is back, but that's pounded high in the air by Arrieta downfield. Burt's in behind. As he stumbled and went down, Smith heads it back to the keeper, Vallow. Burtz gets up. Thank you very much, he says to Smith.
It didn't look good there, but Kenny, I'm sure he'll make up for it as he took a bit of a tumble.
And he'll take a bit of ribbing for that one, too. I'm sure.
I think so.
Half midfield, dropped off. Arrieta. Right puts it up the far wing. Etienne blocked there by Burtz. And the foul is called on Burtz, so a free kick for the Islanders, 35 yards out on the right wing. 51st minute of Paytech and no score.
This is what a team who's a man down likes to see, is restarts, free kicks. It prevents them from loosening up and opening up their formation, playing with 10 men. Now they get a chance, a dead ball, to push players forward.
There's the left-footed delivery down to the box, but Burtz heads it away out the far end. And that'll make it into the stand, so it'll be a throw-in off the right wing side for Villegas and the Islanders. Still no score. Shots are now even at 6 apiece. At one point, Puerto Rico had a 6-2 lead in shots, so the Miners are coming back in that category.
Yeah, it's gone back and forth. It is a typical late-round playoff game.
Headed away out of the box again by Burtz. On the far side, chased after. And that's out, so a throw in for the Islanders. 35 yards out now on the right wing side. And the Islanders attacking the net to our left here in the second half. Throw in down to the far corner of the box. Settled there by Etienne. Drops it to the outside for Arrieta. Plays it back off into the middle for Villegas. Right footer toward the net. Vallow out to grab it at his 4. Comes away with the ball. And now a half volley kick drives it out through midfield for Delicott. On the near wing, but off his left toe, it sneaks out of bounds.
That's a tough one to take right out of the air for Delicott. Just gets a little too heavy on the touch.
Throw in for Jones.
But look at the near wing. Look at the time they take now on these restarts. There's just no rush.
Off the left wing side, Steele. Watch there by Ball. Just holding the ball as long as possible. Donnie Steele turning back, stepping in. Krummelmeyer got a foot on it. That's knocked loose to the end line. Off of the Rhinos out over the end line. Ball arguing that it was off of Steele, but it's a corner kick for the Islanders.
Well, maybe the fourth official or his assistant could give him the help there. It was definitely off Johnny Steele. But again, you don't want to give these opportunities away. Now Henry can push up. They can be settled on the restarts and get numbers into the box. You hate to see this.
Right-footed delivery down to the box. Blocked away at the near post by Krummelmeyer. Off of the near corner. Steele tried to drive it back in front again. Blocked away by Menyongar to the outside. Delgado now with it. He'll right-footed through the box on the far side. Moving up is Burtz to head it away and out. In a collision with the Puerto Rico player, the ball is out. That is Telesford getting up, and all right, as he had his boat rocked a little bit there by Kenny Burtz.
I tell you, I give Telesford a lot of credit. That is just Kenny Burtz through the man with the ball. Great stuff there by the Rhinos defender. I'm sure he's got a little anger left with that little mishap that he had. This and Telesford on the releasing end of that one.
I'm sure that the Smith-Burtz duo back there is going to gain a reputation if they haven't already. Oof. Now Ball will head it off into the middle. Delgado in underneath it. Able to chip it to the outside. Steele heads it down inside the box. Chased by Ball. Gets across away. Burtz heads it out over the end line. A corner kick once again for the Islanders.
Johnny Steele looking dangerous here in the last 3 or 4 minutes. He's getting some touches, taking players on and putting balls in dangerous positions. But Rochester doesn't want the flow of the game to stop. Like you said, Dad, you want to just keep these guys tired, keep them moving. Puerto Rico, they're well coached. They know how to take the air out of the ball.
It's Delgado with the right foot down to the box, but right into the hands of Vallow in the middle of the frame.
Kind of a quick release here, quick counterattack.
Vallow holding the ball. Looking downfield. Now the half volley kick sends it out through midfield. Delicott up, but he's pushed off the ball by Henry. However, it bounces to Krummelmeyer. Feet off in the middle, and it's behind Gregor, and the ball brought away by the Islanders. It's Villegas at midfield. Back into the center circle. Watch closely, but drops into his own side of midfield for Jones out on the near wing. Across the midfield line. Long switch to the right side for Telesford. Moving up the right wing. Overlapping is Arrieta, and a pass off to Arrieta, pulls it down to the 35, a roller down to the far corner of the box for Etienne. As he turns to the end line, bumped by Birch, knocked off the ball, and the foul is called. I'll tell you what, that's just a shoulder-to-shoulder bump, and here now is this where we're starting to see what we were talking about before, those calls going against the Rhinos.
Not surprised one bit, but in all honesty, the ball never should have gotten this deep in Rochester's third. I mean, there's a shove on the elbow there, but Rochester's a man up. They were very soft on their marks.
Quick start for the back post. Henry with a header, but out over the end line. Misses the short side, and it's a goal kick for the Rhinos. Sponsors of these broadcasts include AT&T Mobility, Your World Delivered, by Food Link, Abundant Shared, and by 20-Toe Photo, official photographer of the Rhinos. You can find them at 20toephoto.com. Dallow through midfield. Big bounce on the ball. Henry underneath it. Sends that one on the air, across midfield. Talguda will head it the other way. Krummelmeyer bumped as he went up, and the ball blocked away on the near side. Steele turns in behind, trying to come away, but it bounced over him. Finally settles the ball, but stepping in, Krummelmeyer. And a mad mix of bodies in the middle. Finally, it comes loose, and the Rhinos have it. Gregor drops it back along his 35 for Ross Smith. Into the middle for Birch at his 25. Just pushing it forward to Andrew Gregor, who begins to move upfield. No score still, 57th minute at Paytech. As the Islanders have regained the lead in shots, now 7-6.
Just giveaway there, no reason for it whatsoever.
Carried forward on his horse, here comes Jones. Man, he is flying. Pass down the right side, off to Villegas in the box, switching back, trying to turn it to the left foot. Still has it, takes a left-footed chip, but puts it high and wide. And he did well to even get the shot away against Kenny Birch.
He did, but again, the giveaway. Rochester has the man up. You continue to knock the ball around, utilize the open space. Puerto Rico, Coach Tilley well aware of it. His team is well prepared with a quick counterattack of the Islanders, but to give the ball away, it's only going to ask for trouble.
Here's Vallow. Getting set. We'll put it back in play. 58th minute at Paytech. No score. The series will move to Puerto Rico on Sunday. That's to the outside after it goes Earls. As he bumps with Villegas, the ball rolls out. Throw in for the Rhinos. Earls quick throw in to Gregor. As he's there challenged by Tellisford. It's dropped back to Birch. From his 30, off in the middle for Ross Smith. And now he looks to the right wing side, the near side of the field. Off the wing. High floater through midfield. In underneath the Krummelmeyer, but it's out of bounds. Couldn't get to it. Headed it back toward the middle, but he was stepping out. So it'll be a throw-in for the Islanders from their own 20.
With the man advantage, Rochester, if you break down what they've got on the field, they've got 5 defenders actually out on the pitch. Talguda is playing in a midfield role. Maybe a more attack-minded player in his spot to complement Johnny Menyongar. Might put Puerto Rico under more pressure. We'll see if Tilley goes to the bench and makes that move.
Smith header, but once again out of bounds on the near side. A throw in for the Islanders, now about 40 yards out. On the near wing, ball, that's flicked forward, but off the tip of the left toe of Steele out of bounds, throw in for the Rhinos. Ball with the throw in. And he gained a few yards, and the ref says, no, that's a little too much.
That should be a Puerto Rico throw, though. Actually, if he's going to take the throw from 5-10 yards ahead, you see it so many times, the referee says, nope, you came too far forward, it goes the other way.
Tiger, chased there by Steele, bump goes down, but play goes on. Tiger gets up. He's either yelling at the referee or Steele. I'm not sure which. Ride forward across midfield. Menyongar after it. Drops it back. Birch on his 35 at a pass forward. Menyongar trying to carry it forward into the center circle.
And this is good. Johnny Menyongar now, he's demanding the ball. He's coming into space, looking for options to create. It's a good move by Johnny.
Off the right side, head for Krummelmeyer as he makes it through. Gets a return pass from Ball in the give and go, but then got away from him. Taken back by the Islanders. Steele on the outside, blocked away by Ball, and out throw in for Puerto Rico. That other game, I understand it's a half and scoreless.
Tight. It's tight all over the place. No one wants to make that mistake that could lead to an early exit here in the semis.
Flicked off in the middle. Smith nods it across midfield. Tellisford, they'll send it the other way across the midfield line. Birch settling it. Gives it off to Danny Earls. At the midfield line for Tiger. As he's chased there, drops it to the outside for Earls. Now on the attack and along the far touchline for Gregor. Feeds it through, and after goes Menyongar. Down to the 15, the far end of the box, sneaks through. As he's tackled off the ball, it's pulled away by Delgado. Into the corner, watched by Pelguda. What's he doing in so deep? That's off into the stands. And the throw in on the far side for the Rhinos. No, they say it went off of Pelguda.
That adds to my point, though. I think Pelguda now can either push up more, or Coach Tilly might have the option to bring in a more attack-minded player. Pelguda's job of marking Johnny Steele, it's been long done. Miranda's off the pitch. He's the midfield general. Rochester's got to put someone in to take control of that spot.
Back in the stands and out, so in for the Rhinos. Gregor, 30 yards out on the left wing. We're into the 61st minute. Still no score. Tiger taken down. Foul is called. And the foul on Villegas. So the Rhinos now have a free kick. Call it 16 yards out, just inside the touchline on the left wing.
You know, to get back to my point about the midfield situation there, it's not a knock against Scott Pelguda. He is an excellent, excellent defender. Just hasn't played as a creative, attack-minded midfielder this season.
It'll be Kremmelmeyer, right-footed kicker, to take this one. He'll bend it into the box. Goes low in the box. Flick, Menyongar on the top of the net. Johnny Menyongar up, got the flick on from about 8 yards out, just over the crossbar, came down on top of the net.
Well, you got the bruisers, Burt, Smith, Pelguda, the big guys up as targets. They attract all the attention. They leave Johnny Menyongar wide open. He tries the little flick off the head, and it's just up and over the bar. But all the big boys are marked. It leaves Johnny Menyongar with a lot of space.
All right, goal kick. Sponsors of these broadcasts include Free Time Magazine, Western New York's art and entertainment guide, Lamont Awards and Apparel, your choice for honoring your team, company, or special person. And by Time Warner, get all-in-one digital cable, digital phone, Roadrunner, one package, save hundreds.
Oh, this is great. The referee's assistant calls Rochester. The fourth official's pointing in Puerto Rico's favor. The Rhinos get the benefit.
Ball came up. He got something up in the nose. Might have been from Steele. Here's a shot. Oh, punched in the air by Goddard. And the rebound. They score! Andrew Gregor able to finish. The Rhinos have put it away and take a 1-0 lead.
Wow, talk about craziness on the play. John Ball takes a knock to the face. The ball continues being played. And Goddard, he's got to do better on that one, I think. It's a ball that's sent into the box. He's got to do better. And I think it's Gregor who just comes in, does a great job. Menyongar challenges in the air. Pelguda takes the left-footed shot. And Goddard just punches it away. Any keeper, when you make that punch save, it's got to go left, it's got to go right. To keep it in the middle of the park, he pays the price. Gregor's hunger continues. Good finish.
Tell you what, that original shot by Pelguda was a great shot. It was a tremendous save, and Gregor did not give up on it.
Scored by number 12, Andrew Gregor. With the assist number 17, Pelguda.
So the Rhinos up 1-0.
What I said about Scott Pelguda creating, maybe we'll forget about it. I still think a more attack-minded player could add some more to the scoreboard.
That's kind of like last week. You thought they should have settled for the 1 goal in Game 1 against Charleston.
I was
Let's
kidding.
see, what was that? That second goal, was that the game winner or the series winner or something?
I was kidding. I didn't tell you.
Oh, okay. Approaching midfield. You didn't think I'd let that one go by again, did you?
You can't tell me there. You know, let's be honest. It was a chip ball. Landed nice for Delhi. I don't think they were going all out for the second one, but who knows?
But I mean, it's a great opportunity to give you a few digs. I mean, you know, after all, you got to take advantage of that.
I can dish it out. I just can't take it. That's the problem.
That's why it's so fun to give it to you. Off the right wing, Kremmelmeyer to the outside. Ball is up and all right. And it's carried forward. Kremmelmeyer drops it off. Menyongar, one touch for ball. Drops it back at midfield for Smith. We're now in the 65th minute, and the Rhinos have taken a 1-0 lead.
And there's still a lot of time to add more. Fresh legs come in. They'll make a huge difference.
On away. Tackled back by Gregor in midfield. Chased down by Earls. Drops it off for Birch, his own side of midfield. As the Rhinos now have taken the lead in shots, 9-8. And at midfield, Tiger across midfield. Menyongar will draw it forward, being chased there. Right-footed chip down inside the box. One bouncer. It's scooped up by Goddard. That is 8. around.
He's still he's got some support that he's looking for up top. He's 1v3, 1v4 at times.
Goddad half volley kick through midfield, bends it out of bounds on the near side. So it'll be a throw in for the Rhinos. Johnny Ball is calling for a change, and it looks like his right hamstring. He's hobbling, and he says, got to make a change here.
Well, you've got 5 defenders. Pelguda can shift back to the outside. Guppy can come in and create from the midfield. Looks like that's going to be the move. He's loosening up. Hines also looks like he might be checking in, but you've got a lot of options here coming off the bench.
All right. The trainer, Dave DiPasquale, says to the coach, change it up. John Ball goes down, hobbling his right foot. You know, when he went down injured before, he was grabbing onto his, looked like maybe his nose or mouth area. But now he gets up, and it's that right hamstring that he's trying to stretch out, maybe cramping up or whatever.
Yeah, he grabbed his right leg immediately, made the signal for the substitution. Hines or Guppy, looks like they'll be the choice here. We'll see what...
Coach Tilley talking to Steve Guppy. Hines has already taken off his warm-ups, and he's ready to go in also.
There's a lot of shifting that could go on here. You could put Krellemeyer back. I mean, you've got great options.
All right, Guppy is set to go. He is on the pitch. Here's the substitution. 67th minute. Guppy is in, and Ball is out. Ball is always doing a great job.
Oh, you can't ask for anything more.
What a tremendous season he's had.
Sure, mid-30s, non-stop.
Rod Ford turning back. Kellisberg dropped off. And Arrieta to the outside of the right wing will then hammer it through midfield into Rhino territory. Now and rolling. Birch blocking Etienne as the ball rolls out. Throw in for the Rhinos from their own 20.
Guppy definitely on the left side. Gregor has switched over to the right.
Dropped off, Earls with the left foot, chips it out through midfield. Delicott in behind, sends it to open territory. Menyongar chasing Henry, heads it off into the middle. Menyongar trying to get loose off the top of the noggin, knocks it down. As overlapping to the outside, Pelguda, but they'll play it to the outside for Krellemeyer. Off the right wing, switch back to the left foot. Drops it off. Gregor turning back for the ball as it snuck by him, rolls out to midfield. Andrew Gregor chasing it down. Gregor, of course, who scored his first goal of the playoffs just a few moments ago, giving the Rhinos this 1-0 edge. Geiger up the left wing to the touchline on the far side for Guppy in his usual spot, and here comes Earls overlapping. We haven't seen that play before. Right through, back to the outside. It's a cross by Earls for the back post, sends it through the box up the near side. Hit it back in front. On a way out over the end line. Evidently, it was bent out over the end line anyway, so it'll be a goal kick.
They're going to have the option now. Guppy, Earls have such a great understanding. There's space. There's going to be a little more time for overlapping runs and a lot of time for the Rhinos to get number 2, maybe number 3.
Yeah, we're going to see a substitution now for the Islanders. Villegas coming out, and the greatest name around, Sandy Gabandi, going in.
Gabandi had a good week, a good night in Guatemala, scored one of the goals. And he's got some pace, he's got some speed. Villegas, very skilled player, had a very quiet night tonight. Kind of on an island, to say the least, on that far side by himself.
All right, so Gabandi is in. 69th minute. Gabandi, 5'10", 155, a 25-year-old from Liberia. I wonder if he knows Menyongar.
Well, I'm sure they're cross paths a couple of times.
That's forward, flicked across midfield, in underneath it, Birch. Turns it off along the 35 in the middle.
What a lot of people don't realize is Johnny Menyongar is a huge, huge name in Liberian soccer.
Menyongar turning back in the middle. Able to sneak it through. Delicott after it. Down inside. Look footer. And he puts it high. Just misses the short side. He went to the outside off the left foot as he got turned to the frame. Got a shot away, but missed high and wide.
Great ball from Johnny Menyongar. Great diagonal run from Matthew Delicott. That's the space where Johnny Menyongar is going to make a living tonight. Delicott comes in from the far side, diagonally, takes the ball nicely. Johnny, just stay in that spot, keep creating for the big guy up top.
Goal kick. Played out through midfield. Smith stepping up to nod it across midfield. Guppy on the outside of the left wing. Turns it off into the middle, and the ball there is settled by Steele. Cross midfield and a give and go. Etienne, his pass in turn intercepted by Guppy, and the Rhinos take it away. Gregor on the left wing turns it across midfield. Overlapping to Earls. Ball knocked away. As Gregor able to play it forward. Goes down. I think he got clipped up on the shin with a boot that was in the air. 70th minute. Rhinos up 1-0. Sponsors of these broadcasts include Nothnagel, Rochester's full-service realtor. Marina Dodge. Grab life by the horns. That's Dodge. And by the Pita Pit, where it's all about fresh thinking and healthy eating.
Looks like Tiger and Guppy will have a restart here. Gregor, he's not going to come off. He scored that goal. He's hungry. He wants more. He's in the flow of the game. He'll shake that off with ease.
Service to come from Guppy. Left wing side. 35 yards. 71st minute. Rhinos up 1-0. All right, ref says, okay, put it in play. Guppy approaching the ball. Backs off again. Still waiting for the signal. It's about his fourth signal. Down in the box, headed away now by Gabandi. In underneath it is Krummelmeyer, settles it left foot. Tried to sneak it through, but the ball blocked away at the 18. Out top, hit inside. Steele drops it off. Kellisford moving forward. Bounds it up the right side. Hurls his back off the tip of his toe. Gabandi chasing. Down inside the box. Gabandi moving inside. Takes a roller in, and Dallo dives in on it and grabs it and holds on.
Well, you're going to see now that's the speed of Gabandi. It's fresh legs, speed up top, but you got to give Danny Earls credit. He does just enough to catch up, forces him out wide on a poor angle, doesn't make good contact on the ball. That's how you defend. You don't take him down. You just force him as wide as you can.
You know what? There's not very many that can pull away from Danny Earls. He didn't pull away much, but he did.
And he had just enough to get a look at the goal, but I give Earls a ton of credit that he forced him wide, unable to give him a good look at goal.
On the near side, Jones approaching midfield. Watched by Gregor. She slows it up. Now tried to chip it up the wing. Krummelmeyer's back, but Steele steals it away. As he sneaks it through down in the box, Krummelmeyer steps in. As he's dumped from behind by Steele, the foul is called. Steele is a tough one.
He sure is.
Get the ball away from him, I'll tell you that.
What a move. He puts it through the legs of Ross Smith. But Krummelmeyer just continues to play. Little 2v1 defending there. He's in the space. And he settles everything down.
Earls off in the middle. Palguda from his 40, switching to the outside on the near wing for Krummelmeyer. As he approaches midfield, drops it off for Menyongar. Looks at the midfield line and turns back again. He'll then turn it to the outside of the left wing, and Earls on the attack brings it across midfield. 73rd minute of Paytech, and the Rhinos are up 1-0. Drop back his own side of midfield, taken by Birch into the center circle for Tiger. Left-footed up the far wing, but in behind it is Etienne to Arrieta to drive it away to midfield. Etienne can't come away. Ball tackled away by Tiger, and the Rhinos have it.
What a great hard slide tackle there by Tiger.
Fought forward by Earls. Tiger again to the outside. Off the left wing is Guppy. Roller off toward the middle. Back for Tiger. Has it 25 yards out. Now sneaks it through, but Earls had turned the other way. Ball recovered by Arrieta. Turns and he'll hammer it out. Rolling ball across midfield. Far side. Picked up by the Rhinos. Birch at midfield. Palguda drops it back for Birch. One touch toward the middle. Ahead into the center circle for Smith. He'll then turn it to the outside of the near wing for Krummelmeyer. Switching back toward the middle. Being chased there by Steele. Drops it to his own side of midfield for Birch. Rhinos playing very deliberate at the moment.
Yeah, I'd like to see him go a little more forward. They got a great opportunity. Because Sunday, Puerto Rico, it's going to be very difficult on a nasty surface.
Guppy plays it long up the wing for Earls, and he gives a little tug and gets called on the foul, so it'll be a free kick for the Islanders. Deep in the right wing corner, 74th minute. And it's a 1-0 lead for the Rhinos, having scored back in the 63rd.
It comes Sunday, and we've both seen the field down in Bayamon. If there's rain, it's just muddy, sloppy, and it could favor the Rhinos, but they got a nice surface, man advantage here. Another cushion will be a beautiful thing heading into Puerto Rico.
Headed across midfield by Smith, but out. Throw in on the far side for the Islanders from their own 45. Rochester up 1-0. During the regular season, Puerto Rico outscored the Rhinos 7-1. Most of it by virtue of the one game they played at Puerto Rico that, well, it wasn't pretty. It was a 4-0 loss for the Rhinos.
Yeah, I think Darren Tilley was quoted as saying it was probably the worst performance by his side this year. But, you know, you got to give him credit. 2 days later, they came back here and tied 1-1. So they didn't have a lot of time to sulk about that result. They came in and showed Puerto Rico they can play with them. And you're seeing it again tonight.
Free kick for the Islanders. Serve down inside the 18. Vallow up, punches it away, and Gregor will spin it ahead out near midfield on the near side. It's tipped to the outside, taken by Steele as he's chased there by Delicott. Sneaks the ball through, but on the other side, Gregor in behind comes away. Delicott, Kremmelmeyer, first time through midfield. Nigel Henry underneath it, heads to the side on the near wing for Jones. Delicott steps in, and Tiger takes the ball away. To Delicott. Drops it off. Palguda off the right wing for Kremmelmeyer. Here's the Rhinos on the attack now. Kremmelmeyer approaching the box at the near end, and it is swept away by Jones. Got the back heel on the ball and draws it away. He turns upfield on the near side. Stepping in, Smith. Good pound that one up. Boy, what are we targets here tonight or what?
Oh, boy, they're covered for us tonight.
Man, I don't know. Well, that one was going after Mike, the camera guy.
I tell you, Rob Clark, pretty agile off the seat, and
you know what?
That's his second scoop tonight by the Rhinos owner.
I think he's got a new job, ball boy. He's got a couple of them here tonight. He picked that one up also.
He might have a little future on the pitch. He's still young enough.
Yeah. He's just looking for someone to throw it at. Don't throw it up here, all right? All right, it'll be a throw in for the Islanders from the Rochester 20. Perfect strike right down there to the ball boy. Good job, Rob. Down inside, checking back Telesford, but Palguda gets the foot on it to drive it away along the near wing, and it is out. Throw in a midfield on the near side for the Islanders, 77th minute. And it is a 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. Gregor off and Hines in. Andrew Gregor scoring the goal.
Hines has done a great job in coming off the bench, creating spark. Andrew Gregor, what can you say? Did a nice job tonight. In the right place, made the most of the opportunity, never quit on the play. He's taking a beating. Looks like he'll get some ice on the left knee as well. And it looks like Hines is going to take the right fullback position.
On the near wing, but blocked out. Throw in for the Islanders on the near side. And as badly as you want to score another goal for especially going into Puerto Rico, first and foremost, you want to make sure you don't give up a goal.
Absolutely. If you've got the lead here, you know, you can go to Puerto Rico and you don't want to bunker down, but you want to play some pressure soccer. You've worked so hard to get the one goal lead, you don't want to throw that away.
Hines with a throw in, across midfield. Headed back into Rhino territory, then balled forward by Palguda, but underneath it, well, Palguda again at midfield. Drops it off at his own end. Birds switching to the left wing for Earls. 78th minute now, and a 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. Pass to the outside. Guppy dropping it back at midfield. Remember, the Islanders have been a man down since the 36th minute.
And you want to see Rochester capitalize on that. I'd like to see Palguda come back to the right side. I love the creativity Hines has brought. Maybe he pushes into Palguda's spot.
Earls turning in behind Arrieta. Side tip by Menyongar. The shot. He scores! Johnny M. Johnny Menyongar buries it, and the Rhinos are up 2-0.
Well, you got service from that extremely dangerous left side. It's Guppy and Earls working hard on that side. They just put the ball into the mix. And Johnny Menyongar fights through the crowd. I knew he was going to be a factor here. Smith, or Guppy, Earls, a beautiful move on that far side around Arrieta. And what a great turn by Johnny Menyongar. Takes it off the left foot, spins on it with the right, and just drills it in the back of the net. 2-0, man advantage. That's what you got to do.
So Menyongar able to finish, and the Rhinos are up 2-0. That's the cushion you wanted. Now you want even more.
His first on the playoffs, scored by number 10, Johnny Menyongar. With the assist of number 16, the Duke, Danny Earls.
So Earls gets an assist, and the Rhinos have taken a 2-0 lead against the league champion Puerto Rico Islanders.
Now Puerto Rico has a huge order in front of them. Miranda will be out on Sunday as well. It's going to be a great finish to this one.
Tiger off in the middle, Palguda to the outside, Earls up the left wing. Approaches midfield. Earls looks around, drops it back down to his 35. Burtz will bring it away. Ahead to the center circle for Tiger. Looks downfield and now trying to slot it through to Delicott. Gets a hold of it, tips it to the outside. Hits inside the box and rolls to the end line where it's taken by Gaudette. 80th minute, Rhinos up 2-0.
You know, what's interesting about this whole thing is, though, Puerto Rico has not lost in 17 games. How do they respond to a 2-0 deficit? And if it stays like this, how do they bounce back by Sunday? It's going to be interesting to see.
Well, they haven't had much practice of coming back from a loss.
They haven't lost, I think, since August?
August 1st.
That's a long, long time to be on the winning or drawing side of things.
Jones on the near side. Gaining a few yards and a few more. Finally takes the throw in. Steele. Got that one as he tried to play it up the wing. Got away from him out of bounds. Throw in on the near side for the Rhinos. It'll be taken by Hines from his own 30. And now long throw in out across midfield. Henry turning in behind. Watched by Menyongar. Nigel Henry with the right foot drives it away out to midfield. Tiger off the tip of his toe. Got away from him. Carried forward by Etienne on the attack. Into Rhino territory. Trying to turn to the outside. Birch bounces him off the ball. Foul is called on Birch. It'll be a free kick for the Islanders directly in the middle from the 35.
Free kick here for Puerto Rico, and Etienne, he has got just nowhere to go. Birch comes in, could be obstruction there, and the referee right on top of the plate to make the call there, and that's a good call. Puerto Rico's going to have to try to salvage something. They've got 8-9 minutes left in a dangerous restart.
Steele will take the kick, 82nd minute. Johnny Steele ready to line it up. It's 35 yards out. The ball placed a little to the right of center. Sends it down to the box. Back post side. And it's away from crossing out over the end line. Goal kick for the Rhinos. Sponsors of these broadcasts include the Ferries Group. The best seat in the house is in your Ferries apartment. See them all at ferries.com. Buy the Messenger Post now more than ever. And by Connolly Printing, the official printer of the Rhinos. Got that. Walked away by Delicate. Chasing it to the end line, but he won't get to it. Great hustle by Matthew Delicate as always.
As always. The guy never quits. He deserves a round of applause. Last week, he had a great opportunity that went off the crossbar. He hustled, ripped a beautiful shot, and tonight just continues to pressure Gaudet, who in all honesty has not had a goalkeeper of the year performance for Puerto Rico.
Gaudet sets the ball with the right foot, sends it out through midfield. Smith steps up, heads it the other way. That is a turn volley to side, but up with a Tiger to Krummelmeyer, and his pass forward to Delicate. Goes long on the switch to the left wing side, far into the box for Guppy. Stops it off the left toe, plays it back in the middle, and bounces through Delicate up. Bouncing as he's booked with Henry, and a foul is called. And you got Gaudet coming out yelling at the referee, I'm not sure why. It looks like a head-to-head collision with Delicate and Nigel Henry going up for the ball. 50-50 ball. I don't see where the Islanders are. A little theatrics there trying to draw a card.
Yeah, I think Gaudet is maybe just a little frustrated, trying to take it out on anyone he can find here. Ball's up in the air. It's just a challenge.
I'll tell you what, they're calling in a hurry to get help out for Henry.
And let's not forget, late in the game last week, Delicate and I believe Hines collided in that last game against Charleston. So
yeah, Hines had 5 stitches.
Delicate, another head injury. It's not good to see something happen like this on a very consistent basis. Gaudet, what he's screaming about, I think, is just frustrated, looking to pull a card back some way.
Well, they were looking for help quickly to come out to attend to Nigel Henry, so obviously he was in a fair amount of pain about something. Anyway, 84th minute here at Paytack, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Rhinos.
I'm wondering what the situation's going to be if Henry can come off. That's a huge loss. Looks like they're calling for an ambulance to be cleared through as well. They're opening up the gates behind the goal. So this could be very serious injuries. Both players still on the ground.
Delicate has rolled over to his back. Henry is he sitting up? I can't see from here.
No, he's still laying down on his back. Looks like, the gate is definitely opening up.
A collision in the box. 7,001 the attendance here tonight, 7,001.
That's another great playoff crowd for Rochester, but at this moment our attention is the 2 big players on the field and trainers running back and forth. Looks like they're grabbing towels. There's got to be a lot of bleeding, I think. Either Henry or Delicate. The cart also coming out on the pitch now.
So evidently, as both players are still down, a serious collision between Delicate of the Rhinos and Nigel Henry of the Islanders.
And Puerto Rico's still harping on the ref. I didn't see Delicate come in and do anything out of the ordinary. Just kind of jumped up in the air with Henry.
Yeah,
they collided.
It was a 50-50 ball, I think.
Yeah, I didn't see an elbow come flying in or a knee or anything cheap, but Delicate's up. He's walking off with some ice on his head, but Henry is still down.
Well, some substitutions being called for here. Yes, we get word out of the truck, Joe. Go ahead. What's happening?
Out of Montreal, we're at 0-0, but Vancouver goalkeeper, I believe it's Jay Nolly, who got the start tonight, has been given a red card, so that's going to change that whole situation there as well. Marcina, red card tonight in Rochester. Nolly, red card tonight in Montreal, so it's going to be a wild, wild Sunday for these two games.
Well, Henry is still down on the field, and Delicate, is he up yet, or is he still down?
Delicate's walked off to the locker room, actually. He's left the pitch.
He's gone? Okay.
Yep, he's left
so
the
substitution there, as coming in will be Marcina for Delicate.
Henry has not moved. He is still flat inside the 18. He's a journeyman defender. He's a quality defender. Hate to see him leave the game or the series with the nasty injuries, but he's getting the attention he needs right now.
And then for the Islanders, Yombi will coming in place of Nigel Henry.
And we are going to have a huge, huge portion of stoppage time.
Now, I wonder what the situation is now for Puerto Rico in the CONCACAF Championships Cups. When do they play next? Any idea?
They play on Wednesday of next week. So they'll play Rochester Friday, Sunday, and then Wednesday they'll go back at the Champions League.
All right. So, of course, any injury at this point for the Islanders is
double trouble.
Yeah, tough for them as they need all the bodies they can get. So they could play Wednesday. They could play Wednesday in Guatemala, here tonight, home on Sunday. And, well, actually, if they went beyond there, they would probably have the home game
for the championship?
For the next week. But then they could play next Wednesday where?
I'm going to check that right now.
Maybe that's
it's I think it's away again, to be honest with you. Take a quick peek here and see what the upcoming schedule is for the Puerto Rico Islanders.
Well, what a tremendous schedule for Puerto Rico.
They play Santos Laguna October the 8th. So what is the 8th?
That would be next week. Yeah, Sunday's the 5th. Yeah, so it'll be Wednesday.
7th, 8th, yeah.
And that would be where?
In the Champions. It doesn't say if it's home or away. Let's take a look here. Doesn't say. They just said the next game they play is against Santos Laguna.
Well, that might be a home game, but you don't know. But anyway, what a tremendous schedule for the Puerto Rico Islanders. They've done so well at keeping up with all of it. Nigel Henry is still down on the field. They have a couple of stretchers laying out there beside him, but have not even attempted at this point to put him on a stretcher.
Yeah, he has not moved one bit. He's just laying flat out on his back. Hopefully he's okay. Marcina comes in for Delicate.
Replacing number 9, Matthew Delicate.
So Marcina is in. Delicate is out.
Substitution for the Puerto Rico Islanders. Entering the game is number 24, William Yombe. Replacing number 4, Nigel Henry. Substitutions in the 89th minute.
89th minute time of the substitutions. And as Joe said, it's going to be a lot of stoppage time coming up here.
For Puerto Rico, they haven't lost in 17 games. Miranda gets a red card. Henry has been down for about 5 minutes now. The good run looks like it's coming to an end, and in a big, big way. That Colin Clark is going to have to draw upon all his experience to rally his troops, to keep them focused in the USL and in the CONCACAF Champions League. Gaudette now screaming at fans behind the goal. He's just a mess right now. He's had an awful performance. He's looking to chew out anyone he can. As the fans and the players now getting into it.
All right, as the Rhinos are back out of the middle of the field, doing a little jogging around, trying to stay loose as possible here. Well, Nigel Henry is being attended to down in front of the Puerto Rico net. Reminder that these two teams will both head out to Puerto Rico to San Juan tomorrow. And let's see, Rochester leaving at somewhere around 11 o'clock tomorrow.
I hope you guys are not on the same flight, because if this continues, it's going to be an interesting flight down to Puerto Rico.
And then, of course, Sunday is the game. That is a 6 o'clock start, San Juan time, and it's the same time as here, Eastern time zone. So 6 o'clock, Joe will have the pregame show starting at 5:30 on Sunday. 5:30 for our broadcast along the network on Sunday. Well, Henry has been put on a stretcher now, as he'll be lifted and taken off, being attended to by trainers, medical technicians, a whole host of people. Now, could you see it on replay, Joe? You know, it didn't look like there was much of a collision there at all.
Henry definitely got up higher in the air. Delicate didn't get as high as Henry, so maybe Henry came down on Delicate. Delicate tries to get up. Henry's up in the air. And
I just can't see it.
I didn't see head-to-head contact at all. Looks like it's his shoulder that bumps into Delicate. We'll get a good look at it here on this play here. Delicate goes up. Arms are not that high. Oh, yeah, he got it right in the side of the face. The side of the face.
What hit him in the side of the face?
Delicate's head. Delicate's head just into the side of the face of Nigel Henry. Tough to see from that angle, but the side view showed it clearly. Here it is again. Henry comes in. Both players eye on the ball. Delicate just doesn't get as high. Henry wins the ball. The follow through is just on the side of the Matthew Delicate's head. That's a nasty head-to-head injury.
Henry was way ahead of Deli. He was way up in the air first and quite a bit higher and quite a bit sooner. And he was sort of on his down as he was coming down, and Delicate was going up when the collision took place.
Yeah, coming up, and he's coming down with force, with impact. He's following through on his header. Gets the ball, but then also just hits a solid piece of Matthew Delicate's head. That's a serious injury. He's definitely going to have a concussion. Hopefully nothing worse as far as, maybe skull or anything else there, but that's a tough injury for Nigel Henry.
Now, you saw Deli go off. Did he go under his own
he walked off. He walked off. He had a bag of ice on his head. The Rhinos doctor, I don't know who it is, but he's been going back and forth. Is it Donald Dudley?
Yeah, well, he's the chiropractor.
Okay, one of the doctors has been going back and forth to the Reynolds locker room. Now he's come back out, and he's checking on Henry. They're waiting for the ambulance to transport Nigel Henry.
Yeah, as he's hit on the side of the head, it's either around the side of the head or maybe around the cheekbone. It looked like could be
the temple too, where you see a lot of boxers who take a knock to the temple. They go down, they're unconscious. And Henry has not moved. He has not moved at all.
All right, certainly a very unfortunate situation, and you hate to see anybody be injured like this, and we certainly wish the best for Nigel Henry as they have him strapped down to a stretcher.
That in there encouraging and offering support. That's his partner, his central defender, who's been such a key part of his success this year. He hates to see his buddy go off like this. They get a final handshake.
So Nigel Henry is the player that's still down and injured. This is now the clock is stopped at 90.
He's moving his hands. Looks like he's having conversations with Gaudette and the trainer.
As the clock was stopped, let's see, it was around 85, somewhere 85 to 86 when the injury took place. Of course, the clock is stopped now at 90, so it should be, about 4, maybe 5 minutes of stoppage.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's 6.
But, it wasn't 84 when the injury took. Well, of course, there might have been from the previous minute or two.
Yeah, goal stoppage time, injuries, substitutions. If it's less than 6, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, so you're right. No, it could be 7, I suppose.
Gaudette is the best thing he can do right now, actually, is just walk away. Exactly. Dave DePasquale telling everyone, get away. Gaudette is just talking to the trainers, the medical personnel. He's getting in their way. Move away. Let them do their job. Very upset to see that.
All right, we understand. Thank you for the word from the truck downstairs. Thank you very much that Montreal has just scored in their game.
Wow.
And taking a 1-0 lead.
not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but can you imagine Rochester, Montreal in a final?
Could you imagine the two teams, should they make it through to the finals, from where you look back at the first third of the season, look at the standings, and which two teams do you think you'd want to send to the finals? It wouldn't be either one.
Yeah, you wouldn't think they would even be sniffing the playoffs. 0-4-3 for Rochester to start. Montreal had to change coaches to get themselves back on track, but
in fact, there was one point back at the start of the season when Rochester was last in the league and Montreal was next to last.
And I don't think we've ever seen that in the USL or the A-League with those two teams. Tribute Darren Tilley, John Limniadis, and for those guys not to be mentioned. Well, Limniadis is mentioned as a finalist for Coach of the Year, but Tilley, he's got to be thrown in the mix. I'm surprised we didn't see his name in that as well.
All right, they have Nigel Henry on a stretcher and taking him off now, so we wish Nigel Henry all the best. And certainly hope that everything is okay.
Yeah, nothing but the best. The great treatment centers here in Rochester. He'll get the best treatment available. And hopefully he'll be okay, as now the Granitas trainer's got to clean off what blood we see on the pitch. So this is amazing.
All right, players have been all standing around now. They're able to have tightened up a little bit here. And, of course, 7 minutes. 7 minutes of stoppage time, which is about right then.
Yeah, with goals and substitutions, I thought 5, 6, 7's fair. That's on the mark.
All right. The only thing is, we're not going to be able to know for the clock.
Hopefully our on-screen display will have that with Pedro in the truck and John in the truck.
All right, you'll keep an eye on that for me,
doing their game, right?
You'll keep an eye on that, right?
Absolutely, you got it.
All right, here we go. Let's get it started again. Gadet puts it in play. Nice put her out to midfield.
I'm looking at the towel that Dave Pasquale's walking off the field with.
The red towel?
Covered in blood. It used to be white.
Brought forward by Jones on the attack. Moving it down to the Rochester 25 in the middle. Switch back to the right foot side. He is taken down by Tiger, and a foul is called. Yellow card is issued.
Tiger. Tough one to give away.
Well, the Islanders want a quick restart. The ref says no, slow it down. So Tiger draws the yellow here in the 90th. And stoppage.
It's in such a dangerous spot. It's dead center. Johnny Steele can go left. He can go right with this. 2-0 is a very dangerous lead. Puerto Rico gets home at 2-1 after the disaster we've seen here tonight. They'll be more than glad to walk out of here with a goal.
Set to go once again. As the wall lines up along the 18.
Mello's going to push it to his right. Looks like he'll defend the left side.
Delgado is there. Steele also, as Arrieta is there, and he scored a lot of goals this year. So
this is a huge, huge opportunity for Puerto Rico.
The ref trying to back the wall up. As now they're lined up heels on the 18. Steele goes for it, and Bello comes down with it in the middle. A little chip shot in front. Bello had an easy save, and it just pulls it down right into his hand.
It's got to be driven around the wall with some pace to a corner. Bello just played dead center. He could have gone either way. That's a good, easy save for Scotty.
Earls dropping it back. Birch has it. Off through the middle and out on the near side. Carried forward. Hines to midfield for Kremmelmeyer. She steps back to the ball. Tiger drops it to the outside for Hines. Right footer through midfield. That's long to open space. Marcina chasing after, but Yambi gets there first. Drops it back in the box for the keeper. Gadet to the outside for Yambi. Marcina almost stole that one. Off the near wing to open space. Steele checking back. Knocks the ball down. Helping out Hines. Tips it away, but Fitzpatrick up with the ball. As he's bumped along the near touchline, Steele sneaks it through and comes away. Hines chasing from behind. Steele slows it up. Turns back at midfield. Drops it to his own side. And Yambi with a left foot. One time, that's forward, pushed to the outside of the near wing, settled by Delgado. Not taken by Hines, got away from him, rolls out, throw in for the Islanders, and a substitution. Steele is out, and coming in now is Noel.
I tell you, he loves that nutmeg, loves to put it through the legs, and he's angry. Johnny Steele's angry coming off. MVP finalist, just has not been able to get into the rhythm of the game. Credit to Darren Tilley for putting a game plan together that neutralized him.
Underneath it, Noel, but lost it. Menyongar to the outside. Krummelmeyer after it, and it's tackled away by Jones. Whistle blows, and Jones with the yellow card is livid, and that's the red card now to Jones. Wow. Jones gets a yellow, and another yellow, and the red.
Wow. When the wheels fall off, they fall off, and it's Jones who came in with a hard challenge. Referee didn't like it, gave him the yellow. Jones' retaliation to the whole play gets him sent off, and this is going to be an interesting situation, how Puerto Rico handles it.
Wow. Rhinos on the restart, bring it out through midfield. Earls up the left side to the outside for Guppy. Rhinos would love to come through with another one here. There's a cross down inside. Yombi heads it away. Off in the middle, Tiger gets it to the outside, taken by Pelguda. Off on the left wing, it's Guppy. At the far end of the box, looking to drive back in front. Left footer inside the box is headed away and out by Yombi. Settled there by Tiger. Trying to crack at it with the left foot, but that's blocked away and out. Here's Hines on the near side. We're in stoppage time. Krummelmeyer to the outside on the right wing. Right forward inside the box, but knocked away. And we have about 5 minutes to go. Nice tackle as the ball taken away by Hines. But Yombi steps in, drives it away and out of bounds.
Now, Jones is still coming off the field. He comes in. Hard tackle. Could be a yellow card, but he's got to stop the nonsense after that leads to the sending off.
Wide forward, Delgado in the middle. Plays into open space on the left wing, and nobody will get to it. The ball out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in on the near side. Another substitution coming up for the Islanders. Ojeda getting ready to check in. Wide forward by Tiger, approaching midfield. About 4 minutes now to go in stoppage time. And on the left wing, Guppy has it.
Wow.
To the outside, Earls draws it forward.
We've seen it all.
Looks back, Guppy again with it, 25 yards out. As he breaks for the end line, across, out inside the box. And headed away and out. By Yombi as it's settled there by Tellisford. Turns it aside, but right to Guppy. Riders take it back. Crack of the ball by Guppy. That's blocked away. And the ball is pulled down and carried away by Delgado. Out in the far wing. Right footed out through midfield. Back forward goes Burts. He'll turn back his own side of midfield. Looks forward.
2 men up. About 4 minutes left. A third one would be beautiful.
Here's Burts. Across midfield. Marcina tried to sneak it through. Now blocks it. That's then tipped to the end line. Out over the end line. Off of the Islanders. Corner kick for the Rhinos.
I tell you, Nico Bratsis is going to have to immediately sprint off the field. The Islanders are going to want a piece of him, but he did a tough situation. It's been a physical game. A lot of knocks here and there. And, it's going to be a wild finish on Sunday.
Krummelmeyer will take the corner kick. Off to Menyongar, short. Plays it back for Krummelmeyer. Right foot, tip from the back post. Up in the air, but the whistle is blown. It's offside against the Rhinos.
Burt's the last man in there, and Billy Andracki's there until you want to get that ball back in play as soon as they can.
It'll be a kick for Gaudette.
3 minutes left, I'd say, in this stoppage time.
2-0 Rhinos up. Scoring in the 63rd and the 79th minutes. Gregor and Menyongar with the goals.
Unbelievable turn of events here tonight. Everything that's gone wrong for Puerto Rico definitely has gone wrong. Rochester, they just seem like they're knocking on that door right now to the championship.
Gaudette through midfield. Smith up the back of the player Etienne, so the foul is called and a free kick for the Islanders at midfield. Delgado, they'll put it in play. Call it 2.5 minutes to go. Delgado trying to gain a few extra yards. Just across midfield, directing traffic. Here's Delgado with the right foot, puts it in play. Comes down along the 18 inside the box, but headed away and out. Underneath it goes Tiger. Draws it away on the attack out to midfield. Tellisford chasing from behind. Tiger across midfield. Looking to slot it through to Menyongar. A little bit too much pace on the ball. Gaudette out dives on it and holds on. Great idea.
Yes, it was. And on a grass surface, that's probably going to be a win there for Johnny Menyongar. Just a little too much pace. The touch a little bit too heavy there from Tiger.
Gaudette with the right foot. Hammers it out through midfield. Smith in behind. Will head it right back across the midfield line. Marcina, but pushed off the ball. That's knocked away. Now driven through midfield into Rhino territory off in the far wing. And that'll bend out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos on the far side. Earls with the throw in to Burts. They have probably a minute or a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, I'd say no more than a minute.
Tiger through the midfield circle. Pass ahead. Marcina drops it back once again to Tiger. And on the left wing side to Guppy. As the Rhinos bring it forward, overlapping Earls, but stepping in to taking it away is Arrieta. And the right foot drives it away downfield. Dallow outside the box. He'll then just push it forward to Birds. His pass ahead to the center circle for Tiger. Looks around. The whistle blows, and game one is history. Game one is over. And the Rhinos have come away with the first game, and quickly everybody's going to crowd around the referee. Here comes security. Or is that the National Guard?
I love what the Puerto Rico assistant coach is doing right now, though. He is immediately going up, pushing all the Puerto Rico players back. They don't need another red card for Sunday. He'll chew out the referee. He'll give it to him, but then no other players need to pick up a red card.
Well, to say it's a huge win is an understatement here, as the Rhinos have come away with this 2-0 victory over the Puerto Rico Islanders. But, of course, that's only half the story. The other half will come on Sunday when these two teams meet in San Juan. And I'll tell you what, that could be an all-out war.
Wow, Donna, Envy, you're going to see a great, wild game on Sunday in Puerto Rico. Tempers are flaring right now. They're going to flare on Sunday as well.
So tonight at Paytech Park, the final score, the Rochester Rhinos 2, the Puerto Rico Islanders 0. This is the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
The Rhinos on Country 107.3.
Well, it's a huge night here at Paytech Park tonight as the Rhinos have come away with a 2-0 win over the Puerto Rico Islanders. This, of course, could be the final game here at Paytech Park this season. And if it is, what a way that the Rhinos send their fans home tonight.
Whew. What can you say? We've seen it all. Nasty injuries, great goals, red cards. You're going to see an incredible game on Sunday in Puerto Rico. It's going to be guns blazing. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild.
Now we see down on the pitch the Puerto Rico Islanders are all around on one knee, and the coach talking to them. But you know what? There's not very many players out there. Where'd they all go?
2 missing, 1 in the hospital. Colin Clark is he's really going to have his back against the wall. He's got a ton of experience. He's going to have to shuffle the lineup and come out with something great. Darren Tilley definitely has the upper hand right now.
And, of course, we don't want to take away from the excitement of the Rochester Rhinos coming out on top of this one, but still we're concerned about the defender for the Islanders, Nigel Henry, and hope that everything is okay with him. Keep our fingers crossed, and it'll be in our prayers to hope that everything is okay with Nigel Henry.
Yeah, our thoughts and prayers definitely go out to Nigel and the Puerto Rico Islanders. You know, life and health, that's the most important thing. This is a game, and Henry hopefully will bounce back real soon to come back into the lineup.
All right, let's tell you what happened in the game tonight. First of all, no scoring in the first half of play. And then finally, what turned out to be the game winner came in the 63rd minute. Palguda with a shot and a save made by Gaudette. But finishing was Andrew Gregor, his first of the playoffs. And the Rhinos taking a 1-0 lead. Gregor with the goal, Palguda with the assist. Rhinos up 1-0. And added a little insurance in the 79th minute. Johnny Menyongar scoring his first of the night of the playoffs. And Danny Earls assisting, and the Rhinos had a 2-0 lead, looking for 3, but unfortunately could not find that third, and I'm sure that they would love to have had 1 or 2 more.
You know, I think 1 more would have been great. It's 2-0 though. You can't ask for anything more from the Rhinos. They did a great job. They got a commanding lead now going into Puerto Rico. Sounds similar to last week.
Yeah.
Charleston, 2-0.
Similar, sounds identical.
Exactly, my man. Exactly.
All right, let's check the unofficial stats. Rochester out shooting. The Islanders 11-10, 11 shots for the Rochester Rhinos and 10 for the Islanders. 3 corner kicks for each side. 2 offsides against the Rhinos and none against the Islanders. Rochester had 16 fouls. The Islanders had 15. But if you count up all of those red cards, I wonder what it adds up to. Actually, they had 3 yellows and 2 reds.
Wow.
3 yellows, and one of them was a second yellow and a red, and then the other was a direct red card. So it was a tough night here for the Islanders. Good crowd on hand, 7,001 here at Paytech Park on this chilly evening. So there's your stats on the night. Again, the Rhinos out shooting the Islanders 11-10, outscoring the Islanders 2-0. Of course, Puerto Rico, the team that scored the most goals in the league this year and gave up the fewest. So that's a tremendous win for the Rhinos.
Like we said during the game, how do they bounce back? They haven't lost since, 2 months ago. They're going to have to really dig deep, see what they come up with. They've 17 games without a loss. The Islanders, they lost, and they lost a lot of things tonight.
All right, let's run through these awards here this evening. Tonight's Save of the Game, which is brought to you by Lamont Awards and Apparel, your choice for honoring your team, company, or special person. Draws it away on the attack out to midfield. Telesford chasing from behind. Tiger across midfield. Looking to slot it through to Menyongar. Little bit too much pace on the ball. Gaudet out, dives on it, and holds on. So Gaudet, who had a tough night, comes up with a save on that one. But actually, there were some saves. Vallow made a couple earlier, and Gaudet really wasn't all that busy. The saves on the night, 5 for Vallow and 3 for Gaudet.
Yeah, he wasn't very busy, but when he was called upon, he wasn't the typical Bill Gaudet that the Islanders really needed to see tonight. I think he was off his game. Mentally, he was rattled. He was screaming and yelling at people. Just wasn't his normal composed self in that net.
Tonight, the Pellegrino Sub of the Game selection brought to you by Pellegrinos. Always fresh, always fast, always delicious.
I think Steve Guppy, he comes in and he just composes the team. He creates. He just kind of combines with Earls. You saw it in that second goal. I love seeing Steve Guppy come off the bench.
All right, so that's the sub of the game. Tonight's Excelis Play of the Game, which is brought to you by Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield, helping you achieve your goals. Ball came up. He got something up in the nose. Might have been from Steele. Here's a shot. Oh, punched in the air by Gaudet. And the rebound. They score! Andrew Gregor able to finish. The Rhinos have put it away and take a 1-0 lead. So that was the game first goal, the game-winning goal. Andrew Gregor, it looked like the play had been finished as Gaudet punched away the shot taken by Palguda, which incidentally was a great shot. But made a tremendous save, and Gregor was right off. He kept going at the ball and was able to just head it away and in the net. So a great play right there.
Yeah, I think there was a split-second hesitation for the Islanders because Johnny Ball took a knock. He went down. I think some of the players turned their attention towards Johnny Ball. Palguda, Gregor never quit on the play, and that resulted in the Rhinos taking a 1-0 lead.
Power Trip Player of the Game tonight, brought to you by Power Trip. Get in the game.
Let's split it up tonight. Scotty Palguda had a great first half. I think he totally took Jonathan Steele right out of the game. And then in the second half, as soon as Miranda left the pitch, you knew Johnny Menyongar was going to find space and get involved. I thought he had a good second half and a beautiful turnaround goal.
All right, excellent selections. Anybody on the Rhinos would have been a great selection tonight, I think.
Yeah, great team effort.
Yeah,
and that's what you need. That's what you need this late in the year. It's got to come from so many different sources, and Rochester's getting that.
All right, the Paytech Call of the Game, which is brought to you by Paytech, personalizing personal communications.
And let Puerto Rico attack.
Now the red card is issued on Miranda. Miranda, for some reason behind the play, had a few words for the referee, and he draws the red card. He is gone, as all the Islanders are going after the ref. The linesman coming in to help out, and security also starting to make his way on the field. There's a yellow card issued to, I believe, Nigel Henry.
Wow, Puerto Rico is just falling apart. We got to see what the situation here is.
Well, that's the call of the game, which is, of course, tonight credited to Nico Bruntzes, who made the call and actually didn't stop there. He made several calls throughout the night. That's a very interesting night for the official.
He was busy. I mean, he knew coming in it was going to be a very physical game tonight. The first red card, if it was for the elbow, I didn't like it. But the second one, clear yellow card, and then Jones, his reaction, got him sent off. So that was no choice for the referee in that situation.
Now the question is, Jones, will he be able to play on Sunday?
No, the red card, he's got to sit out.
But there's something.
Oh, the soft yellow. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll look into that. We'll get an answer for you before the end of the postgame show. But I don't like that ruling. Soft yellow, hard red, whatever you want to call it. If you're sent off, you're sent off. You sit out. Bottom line, leave it at that.
Yeah, one thing for sure, it's going to be a tough job for Puerto Rico as they, I think, most assuredly will be missing at least Nigel Henry and Miranda.
Huge losses. I mean, those are two center players in the field. Miranda, what he does is he lets Jonathan Steele create and roam Miranda handles the duties, the dirty work in the central midfield. And then behind Miranda is Nigel Henry. So two enormous parts of the central setup for the Puerto Rico Islanders are gone. I really see Rochester totally in the driver's seat right now, Don.
Well, it's going to be interesting come Sunday night, but of course we know that the Islanders can be very explosive, and especially at home.
At home, and they've got no choice but to push everything forward, throw everything at Rochester, and see where they go from there.
Any further word on the other game? Is it still 1-0?
Still 1-0, Montreal leading the Vancouver Whitecaps.
All right, Joe might have a further update on that on the post-game show. That comes up next. And is Sam joining up?
Sam will be joining us, folks. The number is 222-4369. We got a million things we can talk about tonight on the post-game show.
All right, so give Joe a call, and of course, I'll be with you again on Sunday. Joe will have the pregame show starting at 5:30, and I'll be with you at 6 o'clock for kickoff from Juan Ramon Lubral Stadium in San Juan. It'll be the back half of this two-game total goal series on Sunday night between the Rhinos and the Islanders. Right now, the Rhinos leading 2-0 at the halfway point, and we'll talk to you on Sunday. Final score from Paytech Park: the Rhinos 2, the Islanders 0. This is the Rhinos Podcast.
Do you believe, my man?
Baby, one more game and we are in the championship.
Oh, unbelievable tonight here at Paytech Park. The Rhinos 2-0 winners over the number one seeded Puerto Rico Islanders, and Rochester, they're knocking on the door to the USL Championship game in 2008. 222-4369. Let's not waste any time. Let's go to the phone. Iggy, you're first up tonight. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're celebrating with the rest of the crowd tonight. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I was glad that the Rhinos finally woke up in the second half, because it looked like they were still trying to hold their lead, but we had no lead, and so finally we broke through, got the goals we needed, and I think Puerto Rico's had a dream season, but tonight was their worst nightmare.
I mean, they have not lost in 17 games. Red cards, 2 goals against, player goes to the hospital. What else could have gone wrong?
It's as bad as it can be. I don't think they could have imagined anything worse than what happened tonight. The roster's got to be so slim right now. The 2 guys out, can't play. How many guys injured? The morale has to be terrible.
Yeah, it's going to be up to Colin Clark to bring his team up, and they're going to face, Sammy, a team in Rochester on Sunday who has got to be just on top of the world right now.
On top of the world, Joe, I'll tell you, this Rochester team, we talked about it about a month and a half ago. Kenny Burke joined the team, Gregor. It just seemed to come together. This young kid, Hines. This is a championship team. The bench is deep. The players and the team. They confused the Puerto Rico team.
Yes.
With Pelgudo coming in the middle, they didn't know what to do. It was confusion out there. It was just amazing. And I'll tell you, hats off, my hairpiece off, really, to Mr. Darren Tilley for putting together an amazing team.
Yeah, it was a great idea. He had Pelgudo really marking Jonathan Steele in that first half, and he did a tremendous job. I thought maybe you're going to nail me for this one, Sam, some of the people. You had 5 defenders in there if you had Pelgudo still in the midfield after Miranda was sent off. Maybe if they had brought in another attack-minded player in Pelgudo's spot, he did get the assist on the goal. Okay, yes, he took the shot. But I think with Miranda coming off, we could have brought a more central midfield player in, and that would have, I think, even put Puerto Rico under more pressure. That's my only knock about tonight. But otherwise, fantastic performance. 222-4369. TJ, good evening. TJ.
Yes, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Good. How are you tonight?
Fantastic, Joe. Fantastic, Sammy. What an effort. We woke up, and the beast has awoken finally. We're just on our rampage. I can't wait till Sunday. Sunday is going to be fantastic. And I just had a few questions in regards to the red cards and all that. The 2 guys that got the red cards are out for Sunday. But what does it look like for the guys that got the soft yellows? And Billy Gaudette, he's such a hothead. What do you guys think about that?
Well, we got a lot to tackle there. Sammy Miranda is definitely going to be out. Straight red card. He's out for Sunday. The soft yellow thing, I think, is an absolute farce. If you get a red card, you got to sit out the next game. You know what's going to happen is you're probably going to see an appeal from Puerto Rico. He may be able to play the game on Sunday, have to sit out a game at the start of next season if Puerto Rico's knocked out. But I don't know. We'll get an official word, hopefully, from the Rhinos front office. What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, I'm hoping both guys are out, and I think Puerto Rico is just mentally just out of this. I mean, Johnny Steele was ready to snap, and a bunch of guys were just like playing.
You know, speaking of that, Sam, Gaudette, the keeper, was just screaming and yelling at anybody he could get near.
He turned around and started screaming at the band. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe he didn't like the song they played. Maybe he broke up with a girl and that was the song that they had. I don't know. But TJ, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll talk to you on Sunday after the Rhinos in Puerto Rico. 222-4369. Back to the folds. Kevin, good evening. How are you?
Hey, doing great, guys. I had 2 beach balls and 16 streamers, and they're somewhere there at Paytech Park tonight. What a party.
I don't know if it's a mist coming down or confetti from the skies as the party continues on the field, but I tell you, it's all about peaking at the right time, and Rochester is definitely doing that.
Oh, absolutely, and the physical play, they kicked it up such a huge notch tonight. Coming out of there with just a 1-goal lead wouldn't do it. Here we are again with that dangerous 2-goal lead, but certainly is a good feeling right now.
I think a 1-goal lead against a 10-man Puerto Rico team would have been very difficult to accept, but Johnny Menyongar, what a great goal. Touches it with the left, spins around, cracks it with the right, and I knew as soon as Miranda was sent off that Menyongar was going to get involved because the space that it opened up for Johnny Menyongar was so visible. But Kevin, Sunday, they've got their hands full down in Puerto Rico. It's not going to be an easy match. Those fans there are pretty nasty, too.
Yeah, and they've got to be fired up after hearing the results of tonight's game. Is there any word on any place that's going to be broadcasting that game so we can go like the Distillery did last week?
No, it's on USL Live, and they own the feed. We attempted to try to get the rights to it and do something right here at our new Clark Arena that we're working on inside our main offices, but we were unable to pull that off. So you just gotta, if you want to actually watch it, you gotta watch it on USL Live, or you can sit by your radio like I'm gonna do. You know, nice little pillow, my Rhino soccer ball, and just listen to the game with Don Stevens. Me and you, Joey, hugging each other.
No, we'll be far away, believe me. All right, Kevin, thanks for the call. 222-4369. 222-4369. Sammy, what do you anticipate for Sunday?
I think it's going to be like a 2-1 game, Rhinos, and we're going to end up advancing to the championship. Last I knew, Montreal was up 1-0 against Vancouver. They lost their goalkeeper. Vancouver did, so they played up a man. So it wouldn't surprise me, Montreal probably dominates and wins this series. So we'll see. Most likely, hopefully, it'll be Rochester, Montreal in the finals.
Well, talk about looking ahead. Could you imagine that?
I tell you, old school stuff, man. Old school rivalry back. The higher seed team gets the home field advantage, so the game most likely will be in Montreal if that happens. But it's close enough for all our fans could drive down there and support their boys. So we'll see. I don't want to kind of jinx it, but the Rhinos are flying out late tomorrow, which is unusual. Usually they fly out 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. They're able to get an afternoon flight to Puerto Rico, so they rest all day tomorrow. They get on the airport. They get to the airport at 4 p.m., and they get to kind of, unwind in Puerto Rico all night long and kind of get ready for the game Sunday.
We shall see. 222-4369. Mike, you're next on the postgame show. Hello, Mike.
At the start of the show, that there's got to be a lot of credit go to Darren Tilley to bring this squad. He's really molded them together. They're a different unit at the start of the year, and I know they got a lot of new players that really improved the team, but Darren Tilley's got to get a lot of credit for this year.
He absolutely does, and to be flat out honest, the first couple games we saw them play this year, they stunk. They were awful to watch. There was brutal soccer, but Tilley stuck by them. He didn't have a lot of time to really get them to gel in the off season, but boy, when they hit stride, look where they are now. This is unbelievable stuff.
I talked to one of the members of the staff today that's around the team a lot. I won't mention any names. He told me he's never seen a team in the history of this franchise. This gentleman has been with the franchise since day one. He said he's never seen a team that united. Everyone loves each other. Everyone gets along. They prank each other constantly. There's no bickering. There's no cliques. It's just a unit. And that's what Tilly wanted to bring to it. He remembers how it was in 98, 99 in this team. He tried to bring the same exact thing that Pat Erkley created back in that era back to this new era of Rhino soccer.
The other thing he did with like Pat Erkley did is he believes in defense, and you work from the defense out because the start of the year we had no defense, and defense is the key to this team. We build from there, and the game goes out into an offensive attack.
And look who our core central defenders are. Two guys that were not here at the start of the season, Smith and Kenny Burtz, and that's your heartbeat of defense. He had to make a change there. That was where they were suffering. He saw that, and give him, Rob Clark, a ton of credit for bringing the new guys in.
I agree. The one question I have is that first red card. Couldn't tell. Was that really deserved? I didn't know what happened in the first red card.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm going to get slammed by Tilly and the Rhinos organization, but that's a soft red card. He threw an elbow that what I saw was under the armpit of John Ball. Yellow card, yes. Straight red card, no. Especially in the semifinals.
Yeah, but the way I saw it, all right, he threw the elbow and the play went on. Puerto Rico had possession, and that player, Miranda, went up to the referee and was screaming at him because he was blaming John Ball for taking a fall, and he put his chest right into the referee's chest. I
thought he made contact with the referee after he got the red card.
No, what happened is you guys were all watching the ball. Because my eyes are so slow, my body's so slow,
yes.
I was watching what was going on. He went up to the referee and basically was screaming at him, like pointing the ball, like, see, he's faking it, give him a yellow card, and then he kind of chested the referee. So, I mean, that's what I think happened. You don't touch a referee. I don't care who you are. You don't touch a referee.
Well, I guess if that's the way it happened, I didn't see that after the play. But if that's what happened, you get in the referee's face and make contact with the referee, you're going to be sent off. But that's the first one there, Mike. But the second one, Jones came in, slide tackle, deserving yellow card. He lost his cool. I mean, he started screaming at the referee. At that point, he's got no choice.
I got to say something. Is the caller still on? I'm sorry.
Mike, you still there? Mike, he's gone.
Mike's gone. All you guys that play soccer that are listening right now, and you women, have you ever seen a referee turn around and say, you're right, I shouldn't have given that yellow. Let me take it back. Why do you argue? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
At every level of soccer, you get a yellow card, boom, you just accept it, move on. These guys always argue the fact the ref's not going to change his mind. Come on.
That's got to be a statement of where mentally Puerto Rico is right now. They lost their mind. They lost their cool tonight.
Fatigue.
Could be.
You get physical and mental fatigue. They've traveled so much and went from one end of the world to the other. I mean, who knows how many hours they got stuck at airports.
Yeah.
They're just mentally burned out.
222-4369. Islander fan, good evening. Welcome to the Rochester Rhinos postgame show.
Thanks for taking my call. First off, congratulations on the win. Enjoyed listening to your call. I'm not a person who whines about calls, whines about officiating, so we'll just leave it at that. But, it's amazing what Tilly's done. Menyongar's class and the way that Gregor finished that goal, props to the Rhinos. And, it's gonna the key is going to be whether or not General Clark can get the boys' heads together. And I still say you guys got to go down and buy them on. We get one goal, we're going to be on you, and you're going to have to go down there and close it out. That's easier said than done.
Now, Islander fan, are you calling from Puerto Rico?
No, I'm actually calling from Maryland.
Okay, let me ask you this. You've seen a lot of their games this year?
Hardcore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Gaudette normally that, I guess, out of control and much of a loose cannon like we saw tonight?
Well, first off, my 3-year-old always talks about the way that Bill screams because he's intense. He's just that way. She's always like, Bill's always angry.
That's one thing to be intense, but to be out of control.
Well, first off, I didn't see him as being out of control.
Wow.
I did see some of the fans who were had comments when Nigel was down, thinking that maybe he was trying to drag it out. And I saw Gaudette, and I saw some of our defenders responding to that. And when you deal with people who don't have class, you're a professional. You gotta focus. Nigel was down, and if you got 6 people making rude comments and you got 3,000 or 7,000 people who are clapping for the guy when he rolls off, you got to stay focused. But Bill's always intense. Bill's that way. He didn't look out of control to me. It's not like he went towards the crowd. And the key's going to be, we go down to Costa Rica, we get results. We go to Guatemala, we get results. We're going to Bayamon, we handle business in Bayamon. We're 2 goals down, but we're not out.
There's a guy, Miranda got the red card. He's a guy I like a lot as that kind of holding midfielder. He lets Johnny Steele go and create. What's that going to do to you guys with that loss?
That loss is huge because Miranda, like you said, he does the holding. He allows Johnny to float. You're going to have a situation where Clark's going to have to figure out who he's going to use. Most likely, he's going to probably drop Noah back, and Noah's going to have to do that role. So losing Miranda was huge, and we got depth on our bench though. But Miranda's that kind of guy. He's like a John Ball type guy. He's hard nosed. He always brings it, and that's a guy you definitely don't want to lose. But we're going to have to make do.
Hey, Islander fan, are you a former player? Or do you have a family member on this team?
No, my wife is from the hometown. My in-laws are from the hometown, and so everybody online knows me as a Yankee boy, and I'm the biggest Islanders fan in the U.S. I travel every year to Rochester for at least one game, log about 5,000 miles following the team around.
Wow.
Just hardcore.
That's awesome. Well, I got to tell you, Johnny Steele and Noah Delgado, in my opinion, are 2 of the best players in this league, and I just think tonight they just didn't play like they have been playing. So best of luck, and we'll hopefully see you guys next year after we win the championship.
Yeah, you keep hoping that. Handle business in Bayamon first. We took out Santos from Mexico Primero, so you guys come down and get it, finish it out, then we'll talk.
All right, Islander fan, we'll talk to you Sunday, okay?
Respect.
All right, thank you very much. And really, I got to give Colin Clark a ton of credit. He has turned that team into a very exciting, entertaining team. And Rochester's going to have their hands full, but they've got a 2-0 lead. And we'll see. Sunday is going to be I'm so excited to see what these teams come out with at Juan Ramon Lubriel.
That is one of your favorite places, Joe. That's where you and I have broadcast together before.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we're not making that trip, but we will do the in-studio broadcast at 107.3 FM. We'll be doing our thing.
All right, 222-4369. Thanks to Islander fan for joining us tonight. I believe we have Gerard next. Good evening, Gerard.
Hi, Uncle Joe.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Good. I thought the game was good. Puerto Rico got 2 players out, and that is just not good. And the 2 goals the Rhinos scored were great.
Were you cheering your head off tonight?
What?
Were you cheering and screaming tonight?
Yeah.
All right.
And the Rhinos did their usual thing, but the Islanders, oh my gosh, did nothing.
Well, Gerard, the Rhinos didn't let the Islanders do anything. We thank you for the call, and hopefully the Rhinos don't let Puerto Rico do anything on Sunday.
Yep.
All right, bud. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Yeah.
Thanks for the call, Gerard. Awesome Al is next on the postgame show. Good evening, Awesome Al.
Tom! Hello!
What's up, Al? What you got, baby?
Are we on the air?
Yes, you are on the air.
No, you're not on the air. Depends what you want to say. Let's talk first.
Hey, listen, I am so amazed. I love this town. Kudos to the Rhinos. I can't believe all the obstacles that they've overcome this year, and they've been scoring some spectacular goals. And I'm rooting for them. I can't wait till we bring the championship back this year to Rochester.
Awesome.
I'm even thinking of moving into the city to be close to the stadium. How about that for next year?
Yeah, I'm looking at a couple houses right behind us here on Broad. You could have anyone you want, man.
It's your deal.
I'm putting in my bid.
All right, awesome, man. We're excited. You're excited. And hopefully the enthusiasm continues until Sunday when the Rhinos, they still got a lot of work to do down in Puerto Rico. Awesome, Al. Thanks for the call. 222-4369. Debbie, good evening. You're on the postgame show.
Hi. I just wanted to apologize, basically, to the fans, the Rhino team, and the other team for what was being said. I sit with the Stampede, and the things that were said when the players were down on the field and they were hurt. were uncalled for. It showed no class, but it wasn't the regular Stampede people that were doing that. It was other people that were sitting up there. It was totally uncalled for, and I just think that the team, as the Rhinos, and the other team and the fans deserved an apology for what they were saying.
Well, Debbie, I heard a few things when the players first went down, and I think at first they didn't realize how serious it was, and then they just got silent once they realized it was a serious situation. But I'm sure the Stampede members have been very loyal to this team from day one, and I'm sure it wasn't intentional, whatever was said.
Oh, I know. I sit with them. I have season tickets with the Stampede, but the people that aren't regular Stampede that just kept it going and kept it going and kept it going, even when they were putting the poor guy on a stretcher, just showed no class, and they just deserve an apology.
Well, Debbie, that is first class, and by no means do we put you in that category with the fans who really showed no compassion tonight. At the end of the day, this is a game. Your health, your life is the most important thing, and we appreciate your call, and your apology is going to be well heard by everyone. Thank you, Debbie.
Okay, thank you.
222-4369, first class move there by Debbie. We appreciate her time on the postgame show. We go back to the phones. Dan, good evening. You're on the postgame show.
Hey, good evening.
How are you?
Good. Hey, that first caller complaining about the first half. What was he complaining about? It was a great first half.
I don't know. What was he complaining about? I forgot, to be honest with you.
I think somebody says that the Rhinos played like they were up a goal and they weren't. Hey, everyone sees the game different. I thought it was a very, very entertaining game, very physical game. And, two-goal lead into Puerto Rico is fantastic. And Islander fans a little nervous right now, and he won't sleep tonight, but we'll see what happens.
I think it was a very typical first half for a late-round playoff game. End-to-end, Puerto Rico hit the post, and they...
Yes.
Then there was Rochester coming down
wide
with
open
opportunities.
goal.
It's like boxers, they're getting a feel. They're kind of squaring off, looking at each other. Boom. Going back and forth. Don Stevens took a shot in the chin tonight. He really did. No lie. Did you see that ball was clear?
I saw that.
And it was like a heavyweight boxing match. They were getting a feel for one another. And then, wow, did everything fall apart later on.
I think the key to the game was Puerto Rico doesn't like the physical stuff.
No, they don't. And you know what? Right off the start, Scott Pelguda was right up the back of Johnny Steele, and touching him, a little kick here and there, a little push there. We didn't see anything from Jonathan Steele tonight.
No, they were totally different. I guess physical, and that's what we need. You got Barks and Smith back there just pounding on him. Obviously, it off.
That is two nasty, nasty central defenders that they're going to get a reputation very soon around this league. As you don't come across the middle against those guys.
Yeah, and with Pearl. Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Anyway, played a great game, and they deserve everything they got.
All right, Dan, the Rhinos definitely deserving of a 2-0 victory tonight, and they go to Puerto Rico on Sunday to try and finish the job. We do have a final out of Montreal, 1-0 Montreal over Vancouver, so now they'll go out west and try and finish off that series as well. And you got me excited. I mean, looking forward to a Montreal-Rochester final would be incredible. 222-4369. Let's go to the phones. Rob Clark joins us now. Well, Rob, what a night. The magic continues here for your Rochester Rhinos.
Yeah, another great game. I was a little disappointed at the end. I was hoping we could keep pressing them and try for that third goal. That would have been a nice advantage going down to Puerto Rico. Obviously going to play in a tough stadium.
Tough stadium, very tough surface. If it gets wet, it's a waterlogged pitch. And you know what? That might help us because we don't have to go out and create and entertain the fans. But, Rob, tribute to you guys for just sticking it in the hard way. And look where you guys are, just a step away from the championship game. It would be awesome if it was in Rochester. I mean, are we even anywhere near any kind of discussion about where it might be?
No, the league's they're withholding what the probabilities are for where the championship would be. Obviously, the higher seeded teams, which is virtually everybody except us, takes precedence in the bidding process. However, if they don't bid a particular amount, then the bid is up for grabs to the highest bidder between the two teams. So, we'll see what happens Sunday night when they release it, and see what happens. But obviously, first we got to get by a very tough Puerto Rico squad.
Hey, Rob, I just got to tell the fans out there a quick story that I don't even think Joe knows about, but there was a Wednesday several months ago where the Rhino staff went to lunch and basically was saying, farewell, it's over. Friday was payroll. They knew they couldn't come up with the payroll money. This man, Rob Clark, without officially owning the team, covered the payroll for the team that he was thinking about buying or close to buying. And Mr. Clark, now you are one game away from the championship. From no players, no coaches, not having a lot of knowledge of how to operate the stadium and the business of soccer, and now you are running one of the most successful franchises again in this league, man. Congratulations, brother.
Well, you obviously had a very huge part in that, buddy. So, we're a team in the office, and we're a team on the field, and hopefully the team will play as good as we're working out in the office.
It really seems like everything is coming together. I mean, we've never seen playoff crowds this large in September and October. And, off the field, things are clicking. On the field, I mean, it couldn't be any better. But what a performance by Tilly and the guys tonight. Physical performance. I know you like that side of the game. What do you think about the boys coming out with that rugged look tonight?
Well, I think the first shot that Ross had at the beginning was necessary. We had to send a message. We're not going to get pushed around. We don't care how good you think you are. Nothing is over till it's over, and we set the tempo of this match. And hopefully Sunday we'll be able to do the same thing. I don't know if you noticed, but sometimes when you play a really good team and things don't go their way, I don't know necessarily if I classify it as spoiled, but maybe it is. And you start getting chippy, like what's going on, and I think that's what happened tonight with Puerto Rico. We took them out of their game. They're very comfortable winning, and when you get uncomfortable and start to question what's going on, and things happen the other way. So
yeah, they absolutely fell apart.
Yeah. Hey, Rob, you had a meeting with Coach Tilly in his trailer, and Puerto Rico was out here practicing yesterday. Can you tell Joe what was going on a little bit?
Well, they were practicing today. They ran off the bus and ripped their jerseys off and started screaming, "Woo, this is our house tonight." So, but you know what? They're a cocky bunch. They're confident, and 90% deservedly so. They're an excellent team. You got to give them credit for all they've accomplished, and obviously there's still a lot for them to accomplish, and nothing's definitely over. That's for sure. This series could change in a heartbeat down in Puerto Rico, but luckily tonight we were able to take their confidence and turn it against them.
Well, 2-0, Rob. You making the trip down to Puerto Rico?
It's still to be seen. I have a wedding to go to tomorrow, but, if I don't make it, I'll definitely be watching, but I'm going to do my best to make it down for the game.
Rob, thank you once again for everything, and listen, one more, baby. We're in the championship. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and again, hats off to Puerto Rico. They're a great squad.
All right, it's going to be an exciting one. The Sunday game kicks off at 6 p.m. Soccer Sam and I will be on the air with the pregame show at 5:30 right here on Rochester's Country 107.3. 222-4369. Drew, good evening. You're on the postgame show.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to thank Rob Clark for all the players he brought in this year. The late season, I understand it was him calling Kenny Burts that got him here, bringing in Ross Smith. All the money he's put into this team this year has really helped us get to the point we are, and I think I'm just another one of the fans that are thankful for what he's done to keep our franchise and our history alive.
Well, I'll tell you, I got to know him in the last several months, and he's just, he's a kid at heart, but he's a great man. He gives his heart and soul for this team, and money's not an object. He knows that this city wants the best, and he went out there. He was making calls. Him and Matt were in meetings constantly trying to turn things around, looking to trade and to grab players, and I tell you, he believes in this sport, he believes in this city, he believes in this team, and he's a great, great man.
And for him to get involved with the Kenny Burts deal shows his passion and his commitment to bringing the best here to Rochester. A lot of owners were just going to say, "Oh, forget it, it's not going to happen." But Rob Clark made it happen, and that's a tribute to him. Drew, anything else?
Yeah, it was nice to see the 39-year-old bring the spark in today. Once he got in on the field, things started opening up there, and him and Earls just have such a great connection, of when to go and when to hold, and it's so funny just seeing the 20-year difference between them, but they have such a good connection, and they work so well together.
It's like when Sam walks into a pizzeria, the pizza just gets a little better. When Guppy comes on the field, the soccer just gets a little better. But, Drew, it's great. He does change the whole outlook of the game and the complexion of the game. Thanks for the call. 222-4369. Adam, you're next on the postgame show.
All right.
How you doing, bud?
Not bad. You guys?
Good. We're excited for Sunday, man. One more to go. What'd you think tonight?
It was all good. I just looked to make a comment. Well, first of all, obviously I'm with the Stampede, but when the guy got put on the stretcher, everyone in our section clapped. But that's not the point. The reason I'm calling in is because no one should ever apologize for it. Anyone in the Stampede ever does. You either love us or you hate us. If you hate us, too bad. We don't care. That's all I got to say.
All right, man. All right, Adam, I disagree with you. I think Debbie did a stand-up thing by, saying, look, it's not what we represent. It's not the right thing to do, and you got a player who's seriously injured. I agree with Debbie, but Adam, you represent the Stampede, and we'll take you at your word for that.
All right, Adam. Thanks, buddy. Joe, those guys throwing those streamers, though, I mean, do you think that's, like, today with all this pollution stuff, you think that's proper? Has your family gone green yet? Seriously. We went green. My family's 100% green.
Oh, yeah?
We only eat pesto sauce in our pasta now.
I'm going to stop coughing and I won't be able to stop. 222-4369.
No more red sauce. Pesto.
Dave, good evening.
Hey guys, this is Dave Moore. You guys have thrown a lot of kudos around, and certainly there's a lot of people that deserve a lot of credit for what's gone on and getting us to this point, and to get us to the high that we're all feeling tonight. You just talked about Rob Clark, and obviously it's been his financial support and his dedication. And Sam, you've stepped in and really made us a part of the community again in large measure. But I gotta say some props for the guy that's been, for me, the steadying influence right through this, all the way back to the previous ownership group, and that's Matt Ford. I mean, his demeanor, his calm, his ability to field all of the nasty things that came down earlier in the year, and his ability to build a team from the bottom up. For my money, he's executive of the year in USL, if not in all of U.S. soccer.
That's a great point. I thought we gave recognition to Matt Ford with the Kenny Burt's deal and the play. If we didn't, I probably didn't mention him, but yeah, it definitely deserves to be right in there with Sammy and Rob Clark. If we overlooked him, by no means was it purpose, but he is done.
I was coming from the car into the house, so I maybe missed some of the comments, but he's a guy that's been there right through, all the way through the tough times, and he's a guy that is right up there. Yeah, I call him the big three: Sam and Rob and Matt. So
Sam's the real big one.
Biggest, but
he's the real big one.
I agree with you. I mean, today I had a little spiel ready to go, but the coach wanted to get the players up. But Matt Ford, for the 2 years prior to this, where the franchise, he was just dodging bullets, dodging a lot of bullets, and I mean, he kept this thing going, and he kind of guided Mr. Clark into the whole purchase thing and guided him into how to make this all happen. So, hey, Matt's a good man. So, hey.
All right, Tim, we're going to wrap it up, baby. What do you think?
Dave, thank you. Iggy, I missed you earlier. Thank you. I will talk to you people Sunday. Puerto Rico. Bye-bye.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. For Soccer Sam, Don Stevens, Greg Shaler, our producer, I am Joe Giuliano. The Rhinos just steps away from the USL First Division Championship. Hopefully, they will do it down in Puerto Rico, and hopefully there is another game after Sunday for your Rochester Rhinos. Thank you for listening to Rochester Rhinos Soccer. Good night, everyone.
Country 107.3 is WCRR, South Bristol, Rochester.